Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. How y'all doing tonight? Y'all feeling good? This is the event that we're going to play today. We're going to be taking a look at it. I might play around in BFL, the new Dark Zone, while we're here. I haven't uploaded it to YouTube yet, but I've uploaded my 2 previous clears for Monday, Tuesday boss over on Reddit. The Wednesday boss, I've cleared him, but I'm not sure if that's the run that I want to use for the upload. But I only upload those to Reddit right now because they're not voiced. They'll come to YouTube probably tomorrow morning as I finalize what that third clear is going to look like. And it's going to be, all 3 videos kind of combined into, all 3 clears combined into one video with me sharing my thoughts on the Dark Zone season. Hey, good morning, Raven. Good morning, Native. How you guys doing? Hold on real quick. I'm going to try and figure out an audio thing. If I can. Let me get a playlist going on in the background first. Get that OST brought up. Fast Nowhere has a great OST. Okay, hopefully that's not too loud. Speaking of too loud, my game is too loud. Problem is that you guys can't hear my game yet. Okay. Let me know if the music is quiet, if the music is loud. It's easy for me to adjust, but I'm not really sure where it should be or where it is. Speaking of which, this song is awful. I know I just said they had great music, and then all of a sudden I just skipped their very first song, so sorry about that, Path to Nowhere. Finishing Rogue Trader. Oh, I could talk about Rogue Trader for days. How many hours do I have in Rogue Trader? I'm assuming we're talking like the current one from like 2020 or something like that. There are previous Rogue Trader games from my understanding, but I never looked into those. I have 500 hours in Rogue Trader. So that's a great game. Love it to death. We all know Anzo's a music company that just uses the game as an advertisement. Honestly, true. We used to make that joke about Arknights, but I don't know, Arknights isn't hidden the same anymore. Okay, so I don't want audio input, right? Like, that kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm doing. Wait, I think that's actually what I want. Did I solve my problem? Hold on. Pause the music. No, the audio capture is at 0 no matter what I do. Nice. It looked like that would work, but I don't think you guys can hear my game at all. I think it's stagnant at 0. And if that doesn't work, that just means my hardware is incapable of picking up it up. But let me know. I don't think you guys can hear the game, but if you guys can hear the game, then problem solved. But if you can't hear the game, then big oof. It's just not gonna work. And we'll have to go back to soundtrack. No spoilers, but I think this event was great. Glad to hear your take on it. Damn, no in-game sound. Okay, we're going back to the playlist. Sorry about that. I got it all excited and then it didn't work. I found the right option, but I think I found the right option before. The problem is just my hardware. It's not capable of doing the thing I needed to. Okay. Hopefully that audio balance is fine. Let me know if it's quiet or loud or anything like that, but we should be good. Yeah, I've seen some spoilers for the event. Obviously I know some spoilers just because of like the character that we get from the anniversary. But you never know. what kind of twists and turns they'll throw at you. So I don't know everything, but I know some spoilers. I've seen some screenshots I shouldn't have seen, and I haven't spoiled much, but I've spoiled a little. Alright, real quick, let me take a look at Broken Frontline. Man, Hyper Beasts are so annoying, though. Do I really want to try and remake Hyper Beasts? What are my buffs? Okay, so it's like go Umbra Core, go Reforge Summons with Millie. Yeah, keep going Umbra Core. Okay, so my options really are like go Umbra Core or go Reforge Summons. There's no like I can't make a solo carry Angel work because I don't think I can. Oh, they've really leaned into Angel being like a supportive option. Wow. Physical damage dealt by allied sinners, plus 20%. That's kind of crazy, actually. Not sure how I feel about that. I'm not going to use Yao. That's just not going to happen. Mantis, I tried Mantis, and I thought like this would be like super good, but it turned out that Mantis couldn't. Either Mantis couldn't or I couldn't make it work. One of the two. And this is just broken. It's like absolutely. Baiyi's thing is just absurd. But yeah, I think it's. I'll probably just upload my current clear. My current clear is fun. It's Corn and 11. I use both of them. No supports for 11, just like full crit support for Corn, and then a splash of 11 to do all the core breaking. It was a fun clear. But I'll finalize that later. We're gonna hop into the story first. Grab all our daily stuff and get that out of the way. Spoilers, Hela hit stuff with the pipe. I know I've shocked you all. Yeah, that's a pretty big spoiler right there. Okay, so how are they going to make like this terrorizing brute force feral sinner like actually feral? How are they going to make her the good guy? That's the question. And don't answer that. That was rhetorical for chat. I know somebody heard that question. They're like, "Oh, let me tell them how the story ends." But yeah, that is the question that we will solve later. Motion check, awesome. We love those. Okay, any other events that I'm missing before we jump in? We did the suspect pursuits. That costs money, and we already did that. So it's just Synex. Shatter the seal. Okay, what are we looking at? I do need another Thani. You think we'll be able to get to behind enemy lines today? Probably. Can't be that far away. Oh, Hope. That's a good ending, Hope. Burning Rebellion into Hope. Okay. That makes for like a really good... Like this is Anniversary Part 1, right? They went back to Rahu and Shalom, where they had like the pre-anniversary story and then the anniversary story with Rainburst and Flora Unfurl. They're going back to that with this. So this is the pre-story. Eclipse Scar is like part 1, and whatever they call part 2 is going to be Augustus's part. So I'm excited. I like this form of storytelling. This makes for really captivating. Good build up. That's what we're trying to say. Outskirts of Fur, Farlands. Man, we're still in Fur. Oh, I didn't read that. Bathed in moonlight, the sandstone lies deathly still. Pant, 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 cough, cough, cough. The injured merchant staggers forward, dragging his broken body across the barren expanse. Behind him, the caravan's ship lies wrecked against the rocks. its whole devoured by roaring flames. That's one way to start it. Just get a man on death's door limping away from a crash. He clutches his side, fingers slick with blood, but it still seeps through, crimson spreading along his clothes, falling in heavy drops. Each step falters, each footprint stains the stone beneath him, leaving a trail of fading life behind. I imagine there's going to be a lot of this with a Synex event. It's just going to be a lot of like gore and overly descripted physical injuries, which, hey, I'm here for. Sounds fun. Who the hell attacked us? Desert bandits? But we made sure to avoid the trade route. Damn it. At least, I need to get what Sabella entrusted to me, to Dis City. The man groans as he fights to lift his head, only to meet the cold glint of steel in the darkness. Ugh. A blade pierces through his shoulder, and pain erupts like fire, searing through his nerves as the force slams him into the sand. His agonized cries tear through the night, followed by footsteps approaching from behind. Ooh. Synex's voice and attitude is just so taunting. Like, it doesn't matter what context she is in, she's gonna taunt you. And that's... oh, it's such a good character. So... everything except for her combat design is just so well designed. Oh, don't run away yet. Our little game was just getting to the good part. I'll admit, you've got some skill to make it this far. Shame you heard the things you shouldn't have. Helped when you shouldn't have. God, that taunting voice is fucking amazing. Voice actress did a really good job. It's not quite the voice that I would have imagined from Synex. Like, it doesn't really sound like it's coming from Synex sometimes. But she's got the attitude down right. And, like, the inflection. So, we'll take it. We'll take it. Blood seeps between the merchant's fingers, turning the sand beneath his palm to mud. His vision swims, but through the haze, he catches the glint of a metal insignia on the attacker's clothes. You're with the Campbells? So all this time, you've been watching for? Afraid your dirty secrets would slip out? So you do know what you walked into, don't you? Good. That just makes things way easier. Like she's flirting with you, like very aggressively. Come on, tell me which one of your fewer friends put you up to this. Give me a name, and maybe I'll let you walk away. The merchant collapses to his knees, blood bubbling at his lips, his voice a ragged whisper. Synex deserved such a better unit because in theory she should be an absolute powerhouse, but hey, difference between universe power and gameplay power. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know if they thought that Synex was going to be a powerhouse and they were like reining in her power, or if they knew that this was going to be like awful and they just rolled with it. Sorry to disappoint. You're too late. Oh? Gasping, he mutters something unintelligible, just enough to make his pursuer crouch low, ear tilted toward him in curiosity. Go to hell, you noble's pet. The merchant's surprise attack is futile. His fist barely grazes the assassin's face, only managing to dislodge her mask. For a moment, half of her features are exposed beneath the skewed disguise. You? No, this can't be. The hero working for the Campbells? As she adjusts the masks, sliding it back into place with practice ease. Oops, you recognized me? That's bad. They specifically said to keep this face a secret. Well, since you've seen my face, I'm afraid there's only one way this ends. Don't take this personally. I don't love this part of the job either. But my dear master has things about meddlers. And well, you were just about to go and spoil the grand reveal. I'm going to turn it up so I can hear it more. You guys can't hear the audio on my tablet. You just hear the playlist, but I'd like to hear the audio myself still. Before he can react, the cold edge of her blade finds his throat, slicing any further resistance. Now I'll have to make sure you never speak of this again. The woman's knife hangs poised in the air, then freezes. In the sudden stillness, the merchant hears it, the distant growl of engines cutting through the night, punctuated by punctuated by loud shouts in Disian. Someone is coming, and they're from this city. In moments, they will see this scene of bloodshed. The merchant has no strength left to scream, but his fingers twitch toward the silver line of hope. If he could just call for help, if he could just hold on. Oh, a really gnarly sound effect of like a knife slicing through something it shouldn't. But he could never make another sound. Oh dear, we can't have that now, can we? If I let you scream, what would people say about my professionalism? But I'll leave your body in one piece. Wouldn't want to spoil the surprise for those City folks arriving shortly. Honestly, I'm being unusually generous today. After all, it's so much more interesting this way. Man, it really is like she's flirting with anything and everything. Okay, so this is what I just played, the engraving? No. I guess this is just the chapter name. This is the actual first piece of story. Beware that monster in human skin. It's not just a lunatic, it's a frenzied beast. June 22, NF 115, outskirts of Fraser City, Farlands. A sand ship glides smoothly across the endless dunes. The white sands lie unusually still, calm, but for the faintest whisper of wind. By the window, a lone figure reclines, watching the serene expanse with contentment. Good sunshine, gentle breeze. Funny how these endless, monotonous sands... Man, I am misreading everything today. My inability to read on full display. Funny how these endless, monotonous sands can look almost beautiful when you're not on the job. Ah, why do happy little vacations always vanish so fast? Oh, what's with the gloomy looks? Take in the scenery while you can. You won't see this much beautiful sand once we're back in Fraser. Oh shit, she's got the whole fucking crowd with her. I wasn't expecting the whole gang. We got Hypatia, Hella, and Horo. I'm gonna go ahead and take a screenshot of that real quick. Yoink. What do you guys feel about a video that's like, everything you need to know for the anniversary story? Like, that's the title of the video, right? Everything you need to know for the anniversary story. You guys be interested in that kind of thing? It's like a recap of, from like Corrin's event up to current day. And just like reminding people or showing new players like the key figures like Hypatia and Tella and Horo. And even bring up like some other ones like Parfait. Kind of like let everybody know what's... Give new players and like light story readers like a bit of an orientation. Wasn't around during Corrin or Hypatia's event. You missed Hypatia's event? Okay. I loved Corrin's event, but it wasn't for everybody. It was definitely a little bit more silly, I guess is the way I'd put it. It had a different vibe for sure. But Hypatia's event was really good, and it was like filled with lore. It was filled with lore. Everyone loudly ignoring Synex is amazing. Okay. No one responds, not a single soul. The passengers sit in silent complicity, united in their refusal to acknowledge the voice buzzing in their ears. Wow, that takes some resolve. Seriously, do we have to share a ship with her all the way to Fraser? We've only got 2 hours left on this trip. Just bear with it a little longer. That voice nags at her ear again. Hella turns her gaze towards the source. Synex, Campbell Shadow Operative. Appearance and allegiance unknown. Synex seems to delight in chaos and disruption. Once acting as Frasier's enforcer in Fur, she forced its people to transport Aurum Secretum through storms. Yet, when the time came, she stayed behind to help defeat the Apostle of Ashes. Hela isn't sure if she's still an enemy, but so, you're Hela. I thought you were just some fragile dummy, but you've got more wits than I give you credit for. Strays are always welcome at my place, and I treat my pets very well. Consider the offer, will you? Again, let me know if the audio balance between my voice and the music playlist is good. No, there's some music for you to compare it to. Let me know if it's quiet or if it's loud or anything like that. Ah, gross. She's totally grossing me out. Another wave of irritation prickles up Hela's spine as she glances at Synex, her gaze sharp enough to scorch through steel. Synex, utterly unfazed, just leans closer to Hypatia, her smirk lazy in indifference. Perfect balance. Perfect. Hippa, my lady. Oh, great lady Hypatia. It's been so long since we saw each other. Come now, won't you spare a moment for little old me? Wow. That was really aggressive from Hypatia. Silence. Not another word, and I'll have you tossed overboard. Oh, boo-hoo, I knew it. You've tossed aside your poor old friend for some shiny new toys. My heart's absolutely shattered. Synex clutches her chest in a theatric flourish, her wounded expression collapsing into melodrama as she sinks into the ground. Hela shoots a glaze at Hypatia, who, predictably, responds with nothing more than a weary sigh. Just 2 more hours. Come on. I got this. Push through it, it'll be over. The vessel cuts across the desert, skimming over smooth sand and picking up plumes of dust in its wake. Inside, its passengers continue their bickering as they race northwest. As for what caused all this farce, inside Fur, Farlands, 24 hours ago. So what's the deal? Any chance you can fix that thing up there? Okay, so for those who didn't play the Hypatia event, this is minor spoilers. I mean, this happens directly after the Hypatia event. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, then mute the stream for like a minute or two, okay? Because I'm doing Hypatia event spoilers so that you guys have the context for this. So, Hypatia is from a town called Fur, and Fur was being attacked by an Apostle of Ashes. Fur is where they did all of their Aurum Secretum research, and if you've played the main story all the way through, you know how dangerous Aurum Secretum can be. Hypatia was the lead researcher, but she didn't exactly know that it could be used for such nefarious purposes. She was trying to replace hypercubes while her family was trying to use it for more corruption than for saving. At the end of Hypatia's event, Hela and Hypatia trapped the Apostle of Ashes inside of Fur, and then basically nuked the Aurum Secretum lab and all of Fur to destroy the Apostle of Ashes. So that's why this background behind Hela right now is like a destroyed sanctum. This was the research lab, but they turned it into a nuke to take down the Apostle. And that's why right now they're all like leaving with Synex to go to Frasier, because Fur is no longer around, and all of the key figures that were in Fur are now being brought to Frasier for reasons that we'll find out soon. Okay, so what's the deal? Any chance you can fix that thing up there? Hypatia shakes her head. Above her, the barrier that once held Fur's skies has dwindled to a handful of flickering points, the last remnants still clinging to life. The town lies in ruins after the battle. The rock caves that once served as dwellings have collapsed, and the infrastructure is now little more than unrecognizable wreckage. The Fraser delegation has already departed, and gone is Synex as well. Her whereabouts now a mystery. Under Hypatia's direction, the people have cleared a space in the devastation. They can't stay much longer. We worked our butts off to take down that apostle, and now we just have to leave? That's so unfair. It's okay. Our situation is now better than we initially expected. The storms, the disasters, the Apostle of Ashes, any of them would have been beyond my strength to face alone. Hela, it was only because of you and your companions that the people of Fur survived unharmed. It's such a stark contrast between Hypatia and Synex. Like, Synex is just, like, playful and flirtatious, but, like, also, like, she's got that air of, like, she's always messing with you and picking on you. And then Hypatia is just, like, a very straight-spoken, no-emotion noble lady. And it's crazy how well they did the night and day difference between these two characters. Very intentional, obviously. A town can always be rebuilt, as long as its people endure. Hope will never die. Thank you. You not only saved my life, but the lives of everyone in Fur as well. I'm truly in your debt. Whoa, why so serious? You're totally making me blush here. Anyway, so, any idea where you're going to next? Hela catches the flicker of hesitation in Hypatia's expression. Our first priority must be securing proper medical facilities. Many of the wounded are suffering from infected injuries exacerbated by mania. With Fur's medical infrastructure compromised, Fraser appears to be our most viable option. Much more straightforward and honest. Yeah, there you go. My brother and the delegation have already departed. While he did arrange an escort for our return, Hypatia pauses and a chill runs down Hela's spine. Wait, don't tell me the person you're talking about is... Yoo-hoo! Did you miss me, little Hela? Ah? A sudden force crashes into Hela from behind as someone hooks an arm around her neck, their full weight leaning into her. That's right, darling. Yours truly gets the honor of escorting the lady and all the Fur folks back to Fraser, and delivering a special little package along the way. Let me check. This is from Lady Pearl's, the Quintoxic Troop Fortuna. This is called Real Life or Fantasy, from the Fortuna event. Synex raises her hand, pointing into the distance. The others turn as one, their gazes locking onto... Oh my god. An apostle. The monstrous figure writhes inside a colossal cage formed from Aurum Secretum. Its breaths shallow and ragged. The apostle is still alive, and they just trapped it inside of Aurum Sec. Okay. I would not have expected that, but it makes sense if they're using Aurum Secretum for, like, nefarious purposes. Like, this is definitely a nefarious way to use it. What? That apostle's still kicking? Oh yes, I had to rough it up just enough to keep it breathing. Such a hassle, honestly. Haro yanks Hela protectively behind her, her gaze sharp with suspicion, while Synex spreads her hands in a mock display of innocence. That thing is dangerous. What are you going to do with it this time? I know. Look, these bad guys must be up to no good, am I right? But take a real look, darling. I'm the one mopping up your little disaster. Do you see those things on its body? Hela follows the line of her pointed finger. The apostle crouches at the base of the cage, its body a tapestry of wounds, utterly immobilized by the Aurum Secretum shackles. Around its faintly heaving body, countless black particles adrift, flecks of darkness that glimmer like distant stars when touched by the light. That's Aurum Secretum. I really like this effect that they've been doing on the corners of the screen lately. This, like, glowing yellow sandstorm in the bottom left and bottom right corner. That's a really nice effect, and I think it adds a lot to the story, just being able to get like a mood lighting, right? They've been doing that with Orem Sec, and they've been doing it with whenever you run into one of the underground sages, you see the purple smell. Like, I can actually smell one of the characters in Path of Nowhere because they do such a good job with this, like, overlap. Okay, this part is so amazingly messed up. They are literally caging this apostle with what is basically its own blood. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't pay to be a mania monster in the Path of Nowhere world. I mean, the best thing that happens to you is you get eaten by the chief. Like, actually devoured by, like, the kindest person in the universe. So, to be precise, that's raw, unprocessed Aurum Secretum. This semi-physical, semi-spiritual material originates from the apostle around Fur. It's unstable, but has excellent natural resonance properties. Of course, you can't just scoop it up and call it a day. You gotta extract it properly from the apostles, process and refine it, then it becomes the real deal. And guess what? Your Fur friends cut a deal with Fraser. Food and shelter in exchange for helping the Institute gather fragments and mine Aurum Secretum like good little laborers. So Fear isn't just an experiment site, but a massive mine too? Faced with the accusation, Synex shrugs with feigned resignation. Oh yes, since the miners aren't working anymore, we can't just leave the lovely mine unattended. Might as well take everything back with us. The apostles are the source of Aurum Secretum, and the key to advancing Aurum Secretum technology. Catching one alive is certainly the crown jewel of this whole operation. As for you two, what are you plotting this time? Oh, such distrust, but I promise you, this one's gonna be wonderful. Hello, it's a shame I couldn't watch the previous live stream, but I'm here now. Hey, welcome, Seshi. Good to see you back again. My dearest Master Adeline Campbell extends his most cordial invitation to our esteemed guest from this city. After all your contribution to Führer, he'd love to show you the final results for this Aurum Secretum experiment in Fraser. Synex really that bad, or is she usable at least? Okay, you can use her. Like, she's not unusable, but know that she's like an A rank. That's probably the best way to think of her. She's A rank. She's not going to be carrying. She's not going to be like doing big damage in Broken Frontline. You can bring her into ROTD. Just know that she's not going to be like the thing you play around. In story, she does well enough. I mean, she's just like a good auto attacker with like an interesting range. She's usable, but she's not good. Yeah, A rank. Yeah, absolutely. Like if you were going to use Priscilla or Ruleka, or I'm trying to think of other good A rank reticles. Yeah, that's the best way to say it, Nated. Good call there. Use if like, not use if meta. Like, she's not useless. She does contribute, but she's not good enough to be a star. Well, would you two like to come with us? Waifu over meta is definitely the call. Well, that's my resource for the Annie gone. Oh no. What are you going to do for the Annie? I mean, I guess they're going to give a lot of rewards for the Annie, so you have hopium at least. Boulder and just a 10 pull. Hey, there you go. Ella stomps back to her seat. Chief's pucked and plops down beside Toro. Where's that horned woman? After Hypatia blew her off, that freak started talking about going fishing, and then she actually jumped off the ship. And she took my binoculars, the only ones I brought all the way from this city. I never should have agreed to come with her. Boro, there's gotta be a better way to keep investigating, right? Okay, is my level up gone, like skills, crime, brand, and other stuff? Okay, so it's not like your hypercubes that you're missing. You've got the promotion materials missing. Makes sense. Hey guys, I have a confession that I have to make. I've been cheating on Path Nowhere lately. Last week, like right before Synex came out, I've re-downloaded Arknights. I know. I talk shit about Arknights. If you've watched a few of my streams before, you've heard me talk shit about Arknights endlessly. But yeah, I downloaded that again, and I'm kind of cheating on Path Nowhere a little bit, just a wee little bit. Where were we? No, putting that woman aside, this is a good opportunity. Frazier's a major city with tight security. Going in officially under the invitation is our smoothest path in. Better than gambling on some backdoor route. Yeah. Let me tell you, it did not feel good. Okay, so I went back to Arknights. I was complaining about the gacha system, and I was like, it can't be that bad. It can't be as bad as I remember it. And apparently, I joined in the middle of an anniversary, and if I spent 300 pulls, which I had, right? I had 300 pulls like stashed up before I left. Then I could get like one of the characters I missed out on. I was like, okay, I'm going to just get the 300 pulls. I'm going to get the anniversary characters. I'm going to be able to like reasonably catch up in some weird way. And I did all of that, and I got one of the limited in 300 pulls. And I'm like, yeah, that would never happen in Path of Nowhere. I would not spend 300 pulls and get one limited. That's insane. No way. Totally don't add me as friend or whatnot. I play both Arknights and Path of Nowhere. Just don't read Arknight's story and it'll be fine. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I left Arknights in the first place, because like I was actually reading the story. I read the story all the way up to like chapter 9 or something like that. And then like every time I tried to read the story, like every individual like stage took me like an hour and a half to read, and there's no voiceover, there's no voice acting, there's no dynamicy. It's just very boring people talking. I spent an hour and a half reading about a tea time between Penance and Texas. Texas and Penance were just having tea, and that was the entire story. And I'm like, bro, there's gotta be a better way. Okay, let me catch up on chat. What if she can generate resources for Catherine Ultimate, Shattered Steel, or something? She would be more useful. I have a lot of hopes that Synex will be good when Koklik gets her reforged, and I plan on having a video coming out that's like what I want Koklik reforged to look like for her to be good. And I've got a lot of thoughts of what I want Koklik to look like from her reforge. That will not only save Koklik, but like the entire team archetype, because Koklik is an archetype. So it's a shame that Koklik's bad right now, because she really does create this whole attack speed setup. And if Koklik's good again, then Synex could be good again. But you know, I'm just over here like, it would be nothing official, right? It would just be me like theory grasping and like having a wish list of what I want from Koklik. Okay, but I was tempted to the Limbus Company, making a collab with them, but overall isn't my type. I looked at Limbus Company and I never gave it a chance. I was a little overloaded on games at the time, and I haven't really seen anything that makes me want to jump into the game. And you were talking about that exact situation that time. Yeah, I'm sure I was. Yeah, complaining about Arknights is my specialty. Hey, I missed this event. The event was very cute, especially with us sleeping, not that sleeping with the kids in the end. Interesting. Same, I play Arknights and Path Nowhere, but I don't read Arknights. It's fine, Limbus is hard if you don't read. Yeah, I feel that. Honestly, Reforge Koklik plus Reforge Chameleon is probably what it will take for Synex to be right up there. Maybe. So, okay, so I'm going to make a whole video on it, but I'll give you guys like the TLDR of what I want from Koklik Reforge. So Koklik has that like enhanced normal attack. Like she attacks normally, but then she has that one attack where she slashes you and like 7 different sword slashes happen all at once. And it's like how she gets her energy from her S1 and that's how she does her damage and all this other stuff. I want that to core break. I want Koklik Reforged to be able to core break fairly reliably. And if that attack can core break, if she has a core break associated with every ultimate, after her, like she uses her ultimate, auto attacks, uses her ultimate, auto attack, both of those break a core, that would be fucking sick. The other thing that I really want from Koklik is I want her to be able to keep up specifically with boss targets. And the way you can increase somebody's boss damage without making them like a super wave clear character is you would make the River of Flowers, her ECB, you would make it so anytime River of Flowers does damage to a target, it takes more damage from River of Flowers going forward. So like every slash of River of Flowers makes the boss take like 1% more damage from River of Flowers. So if you hit it like 1,000 times, it's taking 1,000% more damage from River of Flowers. And I think that's what they need to do to make Koklik good. Like give her a core break option that ties into her kit neatly and make it so that her ECB can shred bosses. Arknights is great world building. I just don't like how the story is written. It's written like a Socratic dialogue. Like, why? Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, man. Like, the world building was cool at first, but then it just started getting weird when you get into like the origins of Doctor and the origopathy nonsense and the like multiple timelines where the Seaborn always win. Apparently there's like an infinite loop that Scotty is a part of, and she's like the god of Seaborns, but she's keeping the Seaborn at bay by continuously resetting the world back in time to give humanity another chance. Like, it's just such a whack story, man. I need Darren to be back in the meta. Okay, that's an interesting thought. Like, what are they actually going to reforge a limited character? I mean, probably, because like, what's the difference between a limited character and a non-limited character, really? But it's an interesting thing. It's an interesting thought. Okay, back to the story. Besides, I found something underground, and this is a good chance to consult the expert. If I sit here and talk about the differences between Arknights and Path Nova, will be here all day, so I gotta... The Fuhrer disaster buried the trail of the inheritance photo, along with any hope of tracing its sender. Whatever secrets lay underground are now entombed in rubble, leaving the investigation stranded. Without a new lead, the truth might never surface. Do you really need a photo of the inheritance? Like, do you need it? Can't you just, like, sketch it and describe it? And the people who know what this object is would be like, how the fuck do you know about that? That is super secret. That is government level secrets that you shouldn't know. But we're over here like, oh no, we lost a photo. Like, come on, we got sketches, we got descriptions. Horo didn't find the inheritance, but she uncovered something else there. A brief transcript of Aurum Secretum experiment logs. Frasier, Aurum Secretum, Apostle of Ashes. Are the secrets underground tied to the inheritance? She can't be sure. The transcript points her toward a new path. I mean, okay, so I don't know the story yet, obviously. But I do believe, and I've thought this ever since reading Jasmine's story, I do believe the inheritance is, like, key to making Aurum Secretum. Like, I know Aurum Secretum comes from apostles, but I think it's only possible because they're manipulating the inheritance in some way. I'm about to find the answer to that later this event, so don't spoil it. But that's my thoughts going in. Perhaps they know what this photo holds. Project leaders Hypatia Campbell, Adelaide Campbell. Horo's gaze lifts to the poised Campbell noble sitting across from her. We've been through life and death together. If Hela calls you a friend, then I'll trust you. For now. Don't worry, I haven't done it. I won't be able to spoil a thing. Hell yeah. I tried to, I waited a few days to start the event myself so that I didn't spoil anybody. So I've given at least the players a chance to get ahead of me before I start spoiling stuff. So I try to be mindful. Yeah, this music, this is Loving La Vie en Rose from Flora Unfurl, Kokolik's event. It's a good song. Campbell, do you know what this is? We kind of already know what the inheritance is from Zoya Art. Yeah, we know what it is, but we don't know what it's being used for. At least I don't think we do. Even as good as always, I like it when this first came out. Hell yeah. So you do recognize it. Hypatia's fingers dart out, pressing the photograph down. Her gaze sweeps the cabin. With Synex gone, only the three of them remain. Only after confirming they're truly alone does she speak. Hide this photograph, or better yet, burn it. Let no one else lay eyes on it. What it reveals is far too dangerous. Mere knowledge of it could get you killed. How did this come into your possession? We recovered it recently from the wreckage of a White Sands merchant caravan. No survivors, just debris and corpses scattered around. The photo was sealed inside an envelope, hidden among the cargo. I see. Then Sabella must have already... Sabella? Interesting. Before you, a Furian also came to me with this photo. At the time, I felt only shame. Shame that I could do nothing to help her. The experiment was decreed by the Senate, the collective of our city. All I could do was let her go, and pray she would successfully voice the truth. But now that the photograph is in your hands, she must have already... Silence settles over the cabin. Everyone knows the dangers of White Sands. How long could an unequipped refugee possibly last? Patia shakes her head, as if dispelling distractions, or perhaps solidifying a decision. What I'm about to tell you, I've never spoken of this to anyone, but you're right. I do know what it is. Before I took charge of Fuhrer, the researchers stationed there were conducting projects related to it. I can confirm it was physically present within Fuhrer, and the experimental data it left behind is nothing short of horrifying. Yeah, this is the information I want to know. Tell me the fucking research notes on the inheritance. Let me know what this thing fucking is. It's far too dangerous. I tried to delve deeper myself, but I just asked you to delve deeper, and now the game's like, nope, we're not delving deeper. Come on, we're not doing that here. All right, that's not what we're doing. Hypatia pulls up a report from her terminal and points to one of the lines. Aurum secretum was devoured by the sample during the experiment. Sample activation proved extremely dangerous. Further operation forbidden. If there is a true damage in the future, a lot of CN players are true damage like Settle, who will be the core breaker if Grandma doesn't get a core break mechanic in a reforge. Yeah, that's okay. So that's one of the big problems with Kokolik teams. I used to run a lot of Kokolik back in the day, back when Kokolik was good. And the big problem that the team had was core breaking. You had Kokolik, you had Priscilla, and you had to use a lot of energy on Priscilla just to get her online. And then you had Lady Pearl, who could core break too, but only once against the boss. And then you had Matilda. And Matilda could also core break, but again, it's single target. There's no like overlapping or anything. Like the team was very light on core breaking. So if we're talking about like a Kokolik team where Synex is being used, Synex doesn't have any core breaking either. So we're adding more and more non-core breakers to this Kokolik team, and we just don't have enough core breaks to like fulfill the dream anymore. So I think if if Koklik comes back into the spotlight through a reforge, she either needs somebody tailor-made to fit her team who also core breaks, or she needs to bite the bullet and core break herself. But you know, there's I'm sure the Paths Nowhere design team can figure something out. They have really talented design staff there, really talented balancing. They're doing a great job. I trust them with anything not related to Synex. By the way, in Arknights, out of 200 pools, got 4 XU altars, 3 off banner, and 0 lumens. And Lumen was the only one I wanted. Yep, that sounds like Arknights. Okay, let me tell you my story about Arknights. Okay, I've got a really good one. When Texas Altar came out, it was Texas and Penance on the banner, and I wanted to get both. 30 pools didn't have anything. Normal, right? It's no big deal to go 30 pools without seeing anything. The next 10 pools, I got a Texas Altar. Then every 10 pull for the next 10 pulls, I got a max potential Texas Altar in 90 pulls. And it took me another 200 pulls to get Penance. I got off banners. I got max potential Texas. Got off banners all the way for the next 200 pulls before I finally got Penance. Jesus, it was... Arknights is wild, man. It's the Wild West. No pity system or anything. It's just... Oh. Okay, but back to Path Nowhere. At this point, we know the inheritance is underground sorcery, and is just one of 3 things needed to trigger a black ring. The others being a corpus, and the thing something to be ground 0. Yeah, like a center. I got text altar for the W banner, either a center or something other than a source of high mania. Yeah. I've got like half the chat rage baiting on Arknights now. It's great. It's like, I love Arknights. Fucking Arknights. Eventually abandoned this project. Instead, I petitioned to redirect our research toward developing a resonant mesh defense system, what you know as the Fraser Cardass. The Senate approved my proposal. They withdrew all materials and personnel connected to it from Fur, relocating everything back to Fraser. However, I've still caught traces of it in some reports afterwards. I suspect the research continued at headquarters, but that is speculation beyond even my clearance. Yeah, you got the vibe there, Seshi. Wait, so you're telling me Fraser's been researching the inheritance this whole time? Then that means... Hella and Horo exchange glances, both their expressions equally grim. The inheritance isn't just about Orm Secretum, it's also the key to detonating a black ring. Those Fraser people have probably been working with those underground rats from the start. Well, yes, we also know that they don't know this, but we, the audience, know that Fraser has made its own black ring, and that they've used it to, in some way, contaminate the chief. As like a very offensive weapon. So, yes, they have been using it to make black rings. Fatia takes a deep breath, her body trembling slightly. So it is true. My suspicions weren't just paranoia after all. While reviewing black ring documents related to the city, I came across some data-based inferences. I once had my suspicions about the physical form of the inheritance, but never found definitive proof. This goes far beyond what any small team could confront. Wherever it's kept will be protected by layers of danger even I can't anticipate. Hella, are you absolutely certain you want to keep pursuing this? It's like the whole reason she's out here, bro. She's out on a fucking mission of self-rediscovery and hunting down the inheritance. Honestly, all this talk about dangers and whatever, or all this talk about danger and whether we should keep going is making my head spin. But here's what I know. Those jerks behind it have already hurt loads of people in Syndicate, and they'll keep messing up they'll mess up even more people out here unless someone stops them. Every time this stupid thing appears, nothing but trouble follows. Someone has to stop them. Legion didn't leave the city just to turn away now.
We face threats head-on. That's who we are. Very well. Then please allow me to join you. Oh, Hypatia doing the backstab. She's stabbing the Campbell family in the back. Let's fucking go. My girl Hypatia. You're from this city, after all. You'll face considerable limitations navigating Fraser's circles. My presence could provide access where yours cannot. The city raised me. I cherish it deeply, but some lines cannot be crossed. I will not stand by, again, while others come to harm. No sweat. We're basically pros at handling this by now, considered already fixed. Besides, we're already in this deep. Can't exactly bail out now, right? Boom! Hell yeah. Yeah, we almost forgot this is a Synex event. We had like the whole Hypatia like back and forth for like 20 minutes now. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's just a quick little reminder, this is a Synex event. There's going to be blood, there's going to be gore, there's going to be explosions, and there's going to be a whole hell of a lot of death. As if in answer to Hela's words, a massive force slams into the ship, hurling everyone aboard violently. Passengers stagger through the cabin, struggling to stay upright. Hela braces herself against the wall before gripping the window frame to peer outside. Yoo-hoo, little Hela, come out. I've hooked a big fish. Synex? A horde of sand beasts surges toward the port side, as their forefront a lone figure sprinting just ahead of the onslaught, and she's grinning up at Hela with wild, exhilarated eyes. Fish? You call these fucking fish? Hela's voice is a fucking masterclass. This voice actress needs to be studied for how damn good she is at voicing Hela. Oh, just some little bugs to get the blood flowing. Synex skids to a halt and spins towards the creatures, launching herself straight at the lead beast. In one fluid motion, she flips onto its back, seizes its jagged horns, and with a vicious twist, tears them clean off. The beast's agonized howl splits the air, drowned out only by Synex's ringing laughter, brighter and fiercer than before. Since I'm heading home anyways, might as well bring back a few trophies. Yeah, almost forgot it was a Synex event there. Oh, okay. Got new gameplay mechanics. These monsters are so persistent, if only we had some alchemic stones from Führer. Wow, a portable alchemical device? I see, that's a real Fraser big shot there. If you put the alchemic stone into this slot, I should be able to forge some new stones, some nice new stones just like last time. Great, I've got some leftover materials from last time. Let's add this rock crystal into the mix. Add a piece of chalk too. And finally, this new stone I dug up nearby. Perfect, that's exactly the 3 pieces. I can't wait to see the final outcome. I've heard the Research Institute uses something called flint core for their alchemical processes. Surprise, I happen to have one right here. Apparently, you can find lots of them during adventures. Let's try using it. Allied units deal 20% more damage. Wow, ta-da! With such an amazing stone equipped, it'll be much stronger in combat. I've gotta try it out myself. I can swap between different alchemic stones anytime here. Easy breezy. Let's go, time to hit the battlefield and just see how much this new gear boosts my combat power. Hypatia is such a sweetheart. She was worried about my safety, so she gave me an Aurum Secretum drone that supposedly resonates differently with each kind of alchemical stone. I'd better put it to good use and knock those enemies flat. What does this do? Hela commands the Aurum Secretum floater to create alchemical formation in the target 3x3 square that lasts for 10 seconds. Sinners within that formation receive the alchemic stone effect. Okay, interesting. Let's real quick, let's make a team for this event. It's gonna be Hela, it's gonna be Synex, it's gonna be Hypatia. We're gonna have Horo. That's right, I'll actually use Horo because I'm a madman. We're going to need Shin because I'm not playing a game without Shin ever again. And then... Oh, did I lose internet? Okay, I lost internet for a second there. I apologize. I think the stream is still going, though. Okay, let me catch up on chat. I saw that it was, like, flying past me, but I didn't have a chance to read it. Exactly, we have a toxic relationship with Arknights. Hickok's bomb is pretty used here in this event. So when will you try syncing audio from your phone to your live stream? I'll figure it out at some point. I thought this piece of hardware I got, like I have a physical device. I thought it would be capable of doing it, but every time I try to pick up audio from the physical device, it recognizes that audio, like there is an audio device, but it doesn't pick up any noise. It's just like completely mute. So I don't know what's wrong with my hardware. I have to like look into that. One thing I didn't like about this arc is how Anzo messed up Irene lore. Yeah, Irene is a victim of early Path Nowhere, where at the early stages, like the MBCC was like a prison, like an actual like max security prison, and they've since like changed and retconned what that's like. And modern day MBCC is now like a rehabilitation center, and they've changed the story a bit to fit like this new path that they wanted to go on. This much better story, honestly. But Irene is still a victim of like, hey, we had a different idea for the story, but we didn't quite get around to it with this character. Like this character was already out, so oof. Okay, so Hella, I'm gonna run a super weird set on you. You're gonna run Pyral Rebirth. Have fun, Hella. You make summons stronger. Synex, you're using that. Hippolyta, you're using that. What the heck is this set? Let's give you energy. Looks good, and you... I'll give you the core break set. Where is Heartache? Heartache. Okay, looks good. That'll be the team we use for this event. Team placeholder. Hella. You. Horo. You. Okay, let me get back to catching up on chat. Those were uncensored. I don't know if they fixed it. Oh, there's my crazy girlfriend. I see Irene lore as more what the chief came to think based on speculation. It was never proven to be true. I actually recently made a post on Reddit about how free-to-play friendly Path Nowhere is. On my free-to-play account, out of 15 S ranks released in a year, I got 11 plus 13 dupes. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, it is very, very friendly. That's one of the reasons why I champion Path Nowhere as much as I do, and why I got so into it. It's just... it's not toxic. Like if you go play a Honkai Star Rail or something like that, it's very, very toxic, and it's like you have to spend money. Like it's just like full stop. Your roster is going to be completely useless in 2 months, and you're going to have to spend money. That's just a very toxic relationship they have with their game, and even Arknights has that to a degree. But Path Nowhere, I don't think Path Nowhere has that toxic, gotcha plague. Still a gotcha, but it's not toxic. Catching up. I should stop watching and rest since my headache is killing me, but I want to stay here and watch. I appreciate you, Shishu. Just insert anyone. The early story is only level 5. Yes, the stream is still up. Cool. Beat the final boss chapter 13 with Reforged Hella. The fact that nobody questioned the fact that Synex was thrown out of the ship managed to catch up on foot. Yeah, that's true. Hella voice perfection. It's funny to consider it's the same first voice as Paimon. Paimon and Hella are the same voice? Yeah. Uh, uh. I like to think that NBCC changed after the chief made the decision to reform it. Maybe that's what happened. It's hard to say. It's hard to say like how much of an effect the chief had over the bureau. I also don't know if Suspect R is still real, or if like they retcon the story so much that like they don't want to touch Suspect R anymore. They're just like, maybe having a shape-shifting person who steals the chief identity is a bit much. Like I don't know what they're doing with Suspect R. HSR in 2 months, haha. Try a month. The power creep is just getting worse and worse. We had some. I triggered the HSR fans too. Wow. Also, the Campbell lore has them to where the siblings are all fighting against each other at all times. So she may have been the head at that time, but after these 3 years, it's Adelaide. Okay, yeah, that makes sense too. Doesn't the NBCC sort of change after the Rustfire story? Yeah, they have like the center release program. They like let sinners out on, but what is their version of bail? Yeah. Okay, so we have disagreements over who the voice actor is, but I ain't going to get into it. Okay. Let's play the super easy stage because it's rated for like level 12 or something. So our theme team is going to be able to beat it. Our theme team plus Shen. Not gonna lie, would be nice to see Hikate get some sort of NBC operative uniform as a skin. Being the only center canonically still in NBCC, I think. Yeah. I wonder when. Oh, trophy my ass. You got a death wish or something? Both of you. That's enough. We'll be arriving shortly, and a bit of quiet would do us all good. Oro drags Hela to the cabin, where the Furians are lodged, while Hypatia forces Synex into confinement within her quarters. At last, he settles over the ship. Through the chaos, the ill-fated sand vessel barely trembles, never straying from its path. It continues to dutifully carry its passengers, a noble researcher, Dis-City sinners, refugees, an apostle of ashes, and an Aurum Secretum envoy, straight toward their destined arrival. That is one hell of a fucking transport ship. That is one hell of a transport ship. Beneath this golden land lie festering roots buried deep. Yesterday I finished the event and it was so good. Oh, I'm so excited. If this event is good, that means the anniversary is also good. So, we're eating good. It's a shame. I really liked the idea of NBCC both being a prison and a rehab or something. Yeah. And I'm sure there's still like confinement cells for when sinners like 99 lose control. But it's mostly rehabilitation now. Yeah, it probably still has dangerous people. Yeah, like again, a 99 who loses control, or who's another character that has like rage issues? And then like Chameleon, just keep her under lock and key 24/7. Like don't let that girl ever see the light of day. Hold on, chat. I'm gonna take a real nibble real quick. I got some food.
I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the chain, because I'm not sure how worldwide it is, and I've got a worldwide audience. But I'm eating a Panera Bread sandwich, for those who know what Panera Bread is. It is actually a really good sandwich. They did a really good job. The meat is cut really thick. And I don't know what the sauce is, honestly. I think it's ranch. But I'm not very good when it comes to like tastes. But it's like a chicken ranch kind of thing and maybe some bacon in there. And it's really well made. And the bread, like it's called Panera Bread. They like specialize in bread. And the bread is like really fresh, kind of thick, but not like very moist. It's got a hard shell and like a really soft interior, and it's like thick. So it's got like this really good, sturdy crust, but everything beneath that crust, that like inch of bread, is just so soft, and it's good. It's good. Okay, I'm gonna take a break from the sandwich for now. I'm like a little bit more than halfway through. Okay. As far as the Augustus stuff goes, because I saw that pop up somewhere, I'm going to get Hella. I'm not sure if I'm going to get Hella S0 or S1, but one of those. And then I'm going to spend every ounce of pools that I have to try and get Augustus to S5 if possible. If I get to a point where it's just like S3 is as far as I can go, or like I get really bad luck and I have to stop at S1, and that's fine, I'll call it there. I'm not going to wail or anything. But if the game is willing, I'm going to go as deep as Max Shackle Augustus. We'll see how our luck goes. I only have 11k hypercubes and now 5 warns. I was going to go for S3 and S0. Yeah, you're going to need some luck on your side, but it's doable. I'm at like 29k hypercubes and like 5 warrants too. So we'll see how the game goes. If the game's generous, I can get it. If it's not generous, then big rough. Augustus S5 or Hella S5, which one is stronger? So that depends. Hollow, are you a whale who has other strong sinners, or would Hella be your like only S5? Because if you have a whaled account and you have like a really well-built roster, and you are looking to like do max power stuff, it's your only S5, then I would go for Augustus. Hella scales really well with good teams and like good rosters. And if you're already dominating all the content in Path of Nowhere because you have really strong teams, then Hella's gonna have like super big explosive results that'll dwarf everybody else. But for most players, you're not gonna have like you're not going to be steamrolling all the content, and you're still going to be like
like getting 720k in Dark Zone, or maybe you're not in Dark Zone, or maybe you're struggling with Dark Zone. Either way, you're not like hitting max score in Dark Zone. For most players, that's where Augustus shines, because you can just use Augustus anywhere. She's super easy to play, has super consistent results. But for my super high-end Giga Whales, Augustus is not very explosive. She doesn't have burst damage. Her damage like takes a second to rain from the sky. So for my players who are out there trying to speed run and like time trial everything, go with Hela. Because Hela's the burst damage character here. Augustus is just for most players, better and more consistent option. But for my super high-enders, you already know what Hela does. So that's where I'm going to go with the guide advice. Like, if you know what Hela does, then you can figure it out. Otherwise, stick with Augustus, because if you don't already know how strong Hela is inside of like her max invest comps, then it's too much to ask for you to have the investment you need to get to that max investment. Oh, I have a strong team, all right. Just my Shalom and Daring carrying while Duo healing. Yeah, see, you are the target audience for Augustus. Yeah, all of my returning players, especially. All of my returning and new players. Augustus. Okay. Soon a silhouette that doesn't belong to the desert appears on the distant horizon. As the sand ship draws nearer, the platinum-colored buildings sharpen into view, their towering spires ablaze with golden lights. Beneath this gleaming skyline, clusters of small, dark dwellings cling together like shadows. That's Fraser? To clarify, this is merely a research facility on the outskirts of Fraser. The actual city is still 100 kilometers away. The Luminaire Society, Fraser's foremost academic institution, established this facility as their primary Orm Secretum Research Center. Most simply refer to it as the Orm Secretum Research Institute. The head suddenly pops up beside Hela, its owner cutting in with a mischievous grin. Oh, it's practically exile. While all the proper noble lords are whining and dining in the city, only our saintly lady Hippa would graciously stoop to visit such a wretched place and mingle with the likes of us. We're pretty much neighbors with the other Farland cities here. When disaster strikes, those poor doomed souls have nowhere to flee but our hospitable doorstep. You see those sprawling settlements? Don't mistake them for some rustic countryside. That's a sea of refugee camps. The vessel glides past Low Hill, its course steadily drawing it toward the spiraling complex of structures ahead. From the deck of the sand ship, Ella surveys the makeshift camps lining the path, clusters of tents and rickety bungalows made of wooden planks strewn across the land. As the ship drifts by, the refugees raise their heads in a slow, mechanical unison. Their hollow eyes, dull with exhaustion, betray no hope, no spark of hope. Beneath their sun-scorched faces, their bodies tell the same story, racked by hunger, sickness, and the relentless toll of survival. All these people crowded outside the city. Don't the people inside do anything about it? Oh, they do. The Institute hands out meals and beds like charity, and even special care for the poor, infected folks. Honestly, they're living like kings compared to the wretches wandering in the White Sands. Get cured and who knows, they might even earn a shiny little job at the Institute and become true Fraser citizens. Imagine that. A real life of comfort and prosperity. Out there, with all those disasters and bandits, it's just pure survival. But here, Fraser welcomes them, gives them a shelter, and even plays doctor. For them, isn't this a land of hope after all? The next moment, as if recognizing someone on the deck, a wave of joyous commotion erupts among the refugees. Synex. That's Synex. Synex is back. Our hero has returned. They shout and cheer, surging toward the path's edge, arms outstretched towards Synex above. Synex, bless me. I want to be chosen next time. Go, Synex. I'll work hard too. One day, I'll be an Aurum Secretum warrior, just like you. What's going on here? Didn't I just tell you? Lucky refugees might even secure a job at the Institute and live a real life of comfort and prosperity. With a sweeping gesture, Synex commands the air. Aurum Secretum spills from her, trailing her movements in a radiant arc of gold. The refugees' frenzy intensifies, their voices rising in fervor. After treatment, some are able to resonate with Aurum Secretum, become Aurum Secretum warriors who serve Fraser. And I just happen to be the luckiest one of them all. I thought for sure we were going to get like an art of her being like praised by the crowd. I'm so sad we didn't get an art there. In mere minutes, the sand ship glides past the bustling refugee camp and grinds to a halt before the Institute's plaza. A group of white-coated researchers stand waiting, led by a young man who barely has time to open his mouth before Synex crashes into him with a gleeful tackle. Safar. Ugh. Little Safar, it's been so long. Before the young man can react, Synex seizes him by the hair and gives it a rough, playful tussle. Let go of me. Don't be shy. Everyone, this is Safar, an Aurum Secretum warrior just like me, though someone decided he's too capable, so now they stick him with paperwork, reception, and those trilling little chores. The young man wrenches free from Synex's grasp. As he raises his hand, Hella's keen gaze locks onto the faint shimmer of Aurum Secretum particles escaping from his fingers and sleeve. There's no doubt now. His power mirrors Synex's own. I sincerely apologize for my unprofessional behavior in front of you all. As mentioned, I'm Safar, assistant to Director Hermes of the Aurum Secretum Research Institute here. Following Mr. Adeline's instructions, we've prepared guest rooms and meals for all of you. However, before that, the director has requested a meeting with the two distinguished guests from this city. Huh? Just us? What about Hypatia? Safar offers Hypatia a respectful slight bow. And I know everybody's going to say it because the event is just very fresh. So everybody heard how it's actually pronounced. I know it's pronounced Hypatia. I know that's how Path Noir wants me to pronounce Hypatia's name. They want me to say Hypatia. I'm not going to say Hypatia. It's Hypatia for me, and it always will be, okay? I'm not budging on that. Mr. Adelaide hopes you'll return home at your earliest convenience, and the Senate is eager to hear your report. That said, please don't concern yourself with Fur's residents. We've already arranged full medical support for them, and their recovery will be well underway. Okay, so for those looking for his voice, this is a very monotone voice. It's almost a little stern, very to the point, very flat, very just like, here's my objective. I am like a professional, almost a robot, right? I don't have a personality. That's not my role. It's very, very purposeful, every word, every pronunciation. Hella opens her mouth to speak, but Hypatia cuts her off. I said it. Hypatia cuts her off with a silent gesture. Very well. If those are my brother's wishes, I shall comply. But we haven't even... Don't worry. I haven't forgotten our agreements. Once my affairs are settled, I'll come back to you. Hella blinks, reading Hypatia's gaze in an instant. The plan has changed. They'll have to split up. Hypatia, you're really going back alone? It's just that Fraser's quite far away, and the communications would be difficult, so I have prepared a parting gift for you. She opens her palm, letting an exquisitely crafted Aurum Secretum communication device slip into Hella's hand. This is for me. I broke the little doll you saw before, so I made a new one. This is an Aurum Secretum communicator. Barring targeted interference, it can technically maintain stable one-to-one contact even across the distance to this city. Hella examines the communicator, eyes gleaming with excitement as she rotates it between her fingers. Hey now, no need to get all worked up. MBCC has plenty of these, right? I only got to hold these when I went on field missions with Chief. And she'd be all like, phones rot your brain, kid, and snatch it back the second we finished. This is literally my first communicator ever. And it's not just any communicator, it's all souped up special edition. Now I can spam people with messages even when I'm knee deep in the field. I'm glad you like it. If you run into any problems, just send me a message. The sand ship's horn echoes once more as Ponty takes her leave. After the farewells, only a single person stands unassigned. Okay, let me catch up on chat. Y'all guys are. The chat is flying. A lot of talk about pool plans for the anniversary. Talks about Shen too. Talks about more pool plans for the anniversary. Turning player got all the meta supports. They had some good stuff. Chat. Want to get Shalom, but probably not worth it. It depends. She's still good. She just doesn't have a dedicated team. She needs... I don't know how she's going to fit into any dedicated teams. She's very self-sufficient and lone wolfy. But Shalom is still good. Yeah, I just learned that Synex is pronounced Synex and not Synex. Yeah. That threw me off guard too, but I'm sticking with Synex. You're not gonna get me to change that. In my language, your pronunciation is the correct one. That's hilarious. Weird to me, it always sounded more like Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi? I don't know. I'm bad at pronunciations. I don't know if you guys can tell. Can't wait for Weak Spot to come back into the meta. Ooh, that's a thought. I haven't tried, like, okay. I know Weak Spot has fallen off compared to Bleed and Umbra Core, but I've literally never struggled with Weak Spot before. I just stopped using Weak Spot because I was bored of it, because it was our only option for like 6 months straight. And it was just weak spot, weak spot, weak spot, weak spot, weak spot, weak spot, weak spot. Like, or it felt like an eternity. Weak spot was the only thing you were allowed to do. And as soon as I had an opportunity to stop using weak spot, I did. And I don't know how bad weak spot is today, because I haven't played it a single time where it was bad. I just stopped playing it because I'm tired of the team. I played it too damn much. Okay, back to the story. Thanks for catching me up on chat, guys. Or letting me catch up on chat. How sweet. Not even I've gotten gifts from the young lady. Someone's getting special treatment. It is hard to tell how much sincerity there is in Synex's voice. Ella presses her lips together, poised to retort, only to find Synex already striding toward the colossal Aurum Secretum cage that imprisons the impossible. Before Hela can process her actions, the white-robed young man walks up, monitoring for them to follow. Synex is the most exceptional Aurum Secretum warrior. She'll be overseeing the Apostle of Ash's transfer to the detention facility. Oh, Synex is their best warrior. They don't have a chance against this city. Ooh, big rough. I'm going off of actual gameplay strength, not lore strength. Okay? But if we go by gameplay strength, the Aurum Secretum people are absolutely fucked. My music just stopped playing. Okay. It asked me if I was still there. Music is back. Music is back. For you both, director is expecting your arrival. If you'd please follow me. Oh, that was just all story, no stage. Okay. This is a good intro so far. They're building up to... they're not building up to anything yet. They're setting the scene. Kind of getting everybody into the correct place. And it's not being told... nothing exciting is happening, but it's being told well still. They're not wasting our time, is what I'll say. If this was Arknights, I'm throwing more Arknight shade, it would be... there'd be a whole 2-hour-long segment of all these characters talking to each other, accomplishing nothing. Just like them talking about their plans for breakfast. And it'd just be like a big time waste. But this is not wasting our time, but even though it's not wasting our time, not much has happened yet. The Institute's corridor is bathed in bright, even sunlight. Its polished floors gleaming with refracted jade-like hues. As at the far end, the head of the Institute stands waiting for his guests. Bella's gaze is drawn to the man's face, his brows and eyes concealed behind an unusual mask, rendering his expression unreadable. Welcome. I am Director Hermes of the Fraser Aurum Secretum Research Institute. There's no need to be nervous. I simply have a few academic questions, and I thought this would be a good opportunity for a casual discussion with both of you. Oh, sweet. Just a chill chat, huh? Wait, huh? Academic? What do you want to know? Nothing too demanding, I assure you. Here, take a look. Hella peers through the corridor window and spots Synex in the plaza below, escorting the Apostle. Aurum Secretum particles burst from the Apostle's body, a swirling storm of dark mist, only to be shredded by Synex's claws. In one fluid motion, she wrenches the Apostle's shackles and yanks this screeching creature into a giant door in the ground. Boom! The massive door crashes shut, cutting off Hella's gaze and silencing the howls. What do you think of Synex? Hella and Horo exchange uncertain glances before Horo finally speaks up cautiously. She's strong. By this city's standards, she would easily qualify as an S-class sinner. Indeed. For generations, the Farland cities have lived under the threat of the Apostle of Ashes. However, Aurum Secretum's unique resonance properties allow us to divert their paths, providing our cities with crucial defense against the calamities. Yet, ordinary citizens cannot wield Aurum Secretum. After decades of research, we found only a rare few can endure its resonance. These exceptional individuals become Aurum Secretum warriors, our defense against the apostles and the protectors of our cities. Okay, so they have ASWs while we have sinners. A rare few? We've already run into 2 of them just on our way here. As if oblivious to the sarcastic tone in Horo's voice, the man continues. Synex embodies the apex of Fraser's Aurum Secretum technology. While her power is unmatched, her flaws are equally evident. That untamed, aberrant, and uncontrollable nature. He's literally just describing sinners. Like, it's literally just a mirror of sinners. I probably just are sinners, just under a different name. But yeah, he's just describing sinners. She isn't our first Aurum Secretum warrior. Previous candidates successfully achieved resonance, but without exception, they all fell to its corrupting influence, descending into madness and ultimately destruction. He's just describing sinners. He's just forcing mania upon people and seeing if they turn into corruptors or if they turn into sinners. That's what this is. It's not like a whole new breed of warriors. It's just sinners. We gotta catch a bunch out again.
Ladies
Okay, so a lot of talk about team comps. Agree with all of you guys' thoughts on all the team comps. Actually, you guys are very well informed. As for Stargazer, no, Stargazer is not necessary for the Reforged Summon team. She's nice, but who cares? I've got a guide for Reforged Summons if you're interested in it, but what I recommend is you take 3 of the 4, where it's 11, Eve, Enfer, and Stargazer. If you have 3 of those 4, then you're solid. Going down to 2 of those 4, you're going to notice a dip in performance, but it's still going to keep up with Arcane Crit. I believe. I believe it'll keep up with Arcane Crit. It might be a little close. But just like 11 Eve is good enough. From there, it's just like generic supports and secondary damage dealers like Summer. So if you're got like an LL or a Shin or a Cabernet, an Infer, we already talked about Infer. But just throw in like support and just give all of your resources to 11. And that's where the secondary damage dealers have a little bit of problem, because when your DPS units are usually pretty spoiled because they get all the resources, they get all the empowers, they get all the SP, they get all the buffs. But when you're rocking 11, she's really greedy and she needs all of your resource to be poured into her. So it makes it hard for characters like Summer to kind of perform the way they want to, because 11's stealing all of their buffs, all of their empowers, all of their resources. So just know that your secondary damage dealers are going to be a little less impactful than you hope they would be, but it'll still work very fine. Like 11 Eve, that is enough. Just those 2, 11 Eve and supports and secondary damage dealers, you're good. In the current game, having 2 DPS at the same time is pretty hard. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's just not how Path Nowhere has been designed, unfortunately. Probably better if we were allowed to bring more than 6 centers, but that's a whole other can of worms. Yeah. It's a completely different game at that point. For better or for worse, Path Nowhere is a game about putting all of your buffs onto 1, maybe 2 members, and then letting that 1, maybe 2 members go crazy. And it's all about creating a super buffed up superhero and letting them go crazy. For better or for worse, that's what the game is. Okay, catching up on the story again. His words are laced with regret and pity. I've heard that this city has a chief, and she possesses a method for controlling mania. Something called shackles, if I'm not mistaken. Huh? Hey, what's this about? What are you going to do to Chief? Please, don't misunderstand. I intend no harm. If we could harness this technique, warriors like Synex might avoid their tragic fate, and countless lives in the far lands could be saved from the calamities. What are your thoughts? Hela nearly leaps up, ready to retort, but Horo snatches her arm, holding her back. You want intel on the shackles? Fine, but this isn't a charity. What's your offer? You'd better trade us some Aura Secretum secrets for it. No way we're getting scammed on this deal. Of course, that was precisely what I had in mind. Synex? He gestures towards far into the corridor. Somehow, Synex has already ascended the stairs and now stands there, offering them a graceful bow. Synex will be your guide for today's tour of our institute. Feel free to ask any questions. She's authorized to share all aspects of Quorum Secretary technology with you. As you wish, sir. After a brief exchange of hollow pleasantries, the director finally takes his leave. The moment his figure disappears, Synex's posture visibly slackens, even stretching with a lazy yawn, like a cat. Well then, my precious little VIPs, what would you like? The director's orders mean I'm all yours today. Sightseeing, demos, or other services? She really is, like, she's all three playful, taunting, and flirtatious all at the same time. And it's such a good character. Ella pulls back the kick she just started to deliver. What? Ella pulls back the kick she has just started to deliver. Oh, that's weird, yeah. I really wanted to bail on her, but wouldn't that make things obvious? We're out of options for now. We'll get the intel we can from out of her and work out the rest tonight. So, where should they start digging? Tell us about the current Aurum Secretum technology. Tell us about the development of Aurum Secretum technology and what you're currently using it for. Of course, it'd be even better if we could enter the research labs. That's quite a massive subject. But since you've asked, follow me. Back at the plaza, Ella's gaze flickers to the spot where the apostle was hurled down. The stone door has sealed shut, but a frigid draft seeps through the cracks, whispering against her skin. A shiver races down her spine. She can't help but swallow hard. This is the type of descriptive-ass writing where Path to Nowhere devs, Anzo, whoever, have found ways to describe events like it's a goddamn poem. Like it's so artistically described in ways that I would not be able to describe things. Like, a frigid draft seeps through the cracks, whispering against her skin. Like, I do not write things as descriptive as that in such a stylistic way. And Path of Nowhere does such a good job of this type of writing that I don't see in other. Okay, so I don't really read that many like novels or anything like that. I don't read like thick literature that much. I'm just like a video game nerd, right? I just read video games. But in comparison to other video games, the Path of Nowhere writing is like head and shoulders above everything else. This is the Institute's little hall of fame, promotional fluff and dusty old records. Do watch your step. Fall into the wrong corner and, well, even I might not be able to fish you out. Yeah, Arcanite has a lot of fancy words, but it doesn't capture anything. It's just fancy words for the sake of like throwing words at you. And then Path of Nowhere is like actual descriptive and like makes like my body feels things when I read it. Like I read it and I know what they're saying. It's like it's not just like a cold breeze runs down your back. It's like a chill wind whispers down your spine. Like it's so good. It's so good. Fall? Oh, absolutely. The underground isn't just a home to our dear apostle. There are plenty of other dangerous things sealed away that should never see the light of day. So, want to see them? Why don't you beg? If you ask nicely, I might just take you down for a peek. Dream on. Now hurry up and show us those history records, or whatever it was that Hera was talking about. Chop chop. Insert the infamous Voltaire blue flower seed. Oh my god, we don't talk about the flower seed here. That event was like a crazy good like investigative event where like the who we thought was the antagonist was like in on everything from the start, and then it was just a random scene that's just like borderline pornography. It's just like, what? Where did this very descriptive scene come from, and why is it so starkly different than everything else in the entire event? It was well written for sure. It was just like out of nowhere. Those hold the most complete records of the Institute's history and Aurum Secretum technology in existence. If you want all the details, you'll have to find them anywhere else. Or you won't find them anywhere else. Ella steps forward, skeptical, yet there they are. Towering stone monuments, easily several times human height. Their surfaces completely covered in dense text. In NF 104, the Senate ratified the founding of the Fraser-Orme Secretum Research Institute. Operating under the auspices of the Luminaire Society, the institute spanned approximately 240 acres and was equipped to accommodate the daily operations of more than 5,000 researchers. Initially, its work centered on investigating hypercube alternative resources. That same year, the institute designated Aurum Secretum, substance derived from the Apostle of Ashes, as its principal research focus, laying the groundwork for analytical frameworks and prototype production system tailored to Aurum Secretum. From NF 106 onward, the institute secured successive rounds of funding from the Campbell family, the Senate, and other benefactors, enabling the establishment of experimental facilities outside the city. That same year, after extensive compositional trials, and crystal restructuring, researchers successfully isolated the first batch of Aurum Secretum samples. Yet due to their impracticability, further progress stalled. Following year, Hypatia Campbell, hailed as a genius scholar, joined the institute. He swiftly devised a groundbreaking resonance refinement protocol, a potential revolution in the Aurum Secretum applications, and was promptly assigned to lead research at a facility outside the city, reigniting the institute's pursuit of technology. Oh yeah, PTN writing is the reason I can't get back into Hoyle games or WUWA. I just see so much of things they are not doing in their stories. Right. Okay, so on Hoyo games, I only played HSR. That was the only one I played. Not having a skip button was fucking criminal with how bad their story was. I don't know how anybody suffered through that story, as awful as it was. And then WUWA, I saw that they didn't have a skip button on release, and they got yelled at by their fans, like, hey, if you're going to make us read the story, at least make it good. So they're just like, oh, okay, here's your skip button on like day 2. Like they released the game, like 2 days later, they're like, oh yeah, here's the skip button, go ahead. In NF 112, after 6 years of arduous research, Aurum Secretum production technology finally reached maturity. Concurrently, development began on various devices utilizing the material. As the most advanced experimental base, Fuhr, under Hypatia Campbell's leadership, became the primary testing site for most Aurum Secretum-based weapons and equipment. Shortly afterward, the Aurum Secretum guards she developed entirely replaced human personnel. Aurum Secretum guards she developed entirely replaced human personnel. That's a fucking statement. The Institute now ensures every researcher is assisted by at least 3 Aurum Secretum guards in their work. That's a scary thought. In NF 115, that's current year, Aurum Secretum application devices achieved widespread technological maturity. To share these advancements with our allies, Fraser proposed reviving the Great Expo tradition. The upcoming 13th Great Expo in the city will feature our crowning achievement, the revolutionary Fraser Cardass device, demonstrating measurable suppression of mania fields. The long night is ending. When dawn breaks, Aurum Secretum will lead us all into a glorious new era. Hypatia. I had no idea she was such a big deal. Oh, absolutely. The Institute's darling little prodigy. Without her, Aurum Secretum would still be scraping by in the Dark Ages. But that soft heart of hers? All that stern-faced posturing, like she's not just a scared kid playing dress-up in someone else's resolve. This time, she actually caught an apostle. Should be bragging to the higher-ups, soaking up the praise, but look at that face. Like a puppy who just chewed the wrong slipper. Tell me I'm wrong, little Ella. That's something called, or God, I can't read today. That's called having class. Unlike someone who'd brag about breathing if she could. It's just one apostle of assholes. I've beaten up tons of them in this city. Oh, no, 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 darling. This Fear Border Apostle is quite special. All Orm Secretum research revolves around it. But until now, we've only been able to observe from a distance, never investigate up close. Thanks to your enthusiastic assistance, this little specimen will complete our grand puzzle. Soon, Orm Secretum will finally fulfill its original purpose, to shield the world from calamity and spread prosperity to all far lands. I don't think Hela actually fought any apostles. I'm trying to think of it. Was she there for the first one during Stargazer's event? She wasn't in Stargazers? I trust you. Because that's the only one I can think of. The other apostles were like Kawakawa. Fair. The other big apostle I can think of is the next two would be Yao. That was the whole Eastern Alliance and Yan Yan. And then the other one being the Stardust Apostle from Owo and Darren. But Hela wasn't in that either. Okay, I don't know anything about Wuwa, so I'll try to understand what you're saying, but know that I know literally nothing about Wuwa. I played it for 2 hours and then uninstalled it. Story is basically the same story as Ying Ying's story, except you know much less effort. That character is literally Ying Ying, and this other character is Yugo. Interesting. They even have literal perishing star hitting the village. Wow. Okay. Might be referring to all the Tide of Ashes we've had. I could see if it's referring to the Tide of Ashes events, Secret Society events. If so, she's fought like 9 of them. Probably like 8 because she wasn't around for all of them, so like 7 or 8 apostles, if we're referring to the Tide of Ashes events. She fought Stella? Stella is the Stardust one with Owo and Darren, right? Hela was around for that? The Tide of Ashes events technically count, they're just not main story worthy. Okay, yeah, I could see that interpretation a lot better. Just like, hey, all these Tide of Ashes, all these Apostle of Ashes that we fought, they are all canon. We just didn't write a story about them. They're just an event. Like this game, what you're fighting is a canon enemy though that you fought through here, and Hela would have been a part of that with the MBCC. Synex bows with exaggerated elegance, appearing so solemn that one might almost believe she's sincere. I simply must thank you on behalf of all the Farland people. Finding no desire to continue speaking with someone so shameless, Ella shifts her attention to Horo, only to discover her already deep in thoughts, examining the stone monuments around the plaza. Horo, what she said sounds good and all, but something feels off about this. Horo? Yeah, something's definitely not right here. I had my doubts before, but now I'm sure. The pieces don't fit. There's no clear origin, no logical progression on how Orm Secretum was found and developed. What logical progression? All technology follows a logical progression, but these records are full of holes. Who discovered it? What breakthroughs made it possible? The crucial steps are missing, almost like someone erased them on purpose. Before Hypatia's involvement, his development was scientifically sound. It's like some invisible strings were pulling everything forward. You mean those underground creeps? It's just a theory for now, no hard evidence, but it's definitely worth investigating. We've secured the Institute's floor plans and guard deployments. Now we need to find a way underground. We'll move after nightfall. Hey, what are you two kitties whispering about? Where to next, let me think, Needing a quick excuse, Hella's mind races as she latches onto the first idea that pops into her head. Oh, right, I'm starving. Do you have, like, a cafeteria here? Alright, how far into the event are we? I mean, I've spent a lot of time, like, not doing the event, just talking with chat, having a good old time. We are, like, halfway done with day 1. So we have just started. Nice. People don't talk about it, but Horo character growth is fantastic. She went from brash girl who fights and thinks later to an actual leader figure. It's okay, it's short enough. Yeah, I've got a week and a half to do this story still. I'm not in a rush. I'm not reading this part. This is the diary. I'm not going to read this part out loud. That's not even voiced. So. Oh wow, if I bring Incel this classified back to the Bureau, I'll be a legend. Wow. Okay. Sure, no one will notice if I snap a quick pic, right? Yeah. Okay, yes. Yes. The game's trying to explain to me how to take a photo, and I'm just over here, like, I keep trying to move it so I can take the photo, and it's like, but dude, this is how you take a photo. This is how you take a photo. This is how you take a photo. It's like, let me take the damn fucking photo. I feel like my diary needs something more. It looks rather plain. Maybe I should decorate it. Stickers! Okay, I actually really like the stickers. Confirm. This event becomes permanent immediately afterwards. I think it saw it somewhere when it went on CN. Interesting. It makes sense that it sticks around for the anniversary, because again, this is part 1, and they did the same thing with Rainburst, where Rainburst was part 1. Good luck with the forging. Oh god, I'm gonna have to look it up on Reddit, aren't I? They don't want to run into the Rainburst floor unfurl problem from the first anniversary, right? Where there's just some people who are like, hey, I just finished chapter 12, and now I started chapter 13. Who the fuck are these people? That was funny. June 22nd, in F-115, inside the Orem Secretum Institute, outskirts of Frasier. I joined on Annie 2 and I was so confused. That's actually a hilarious thing about you just joined like halfway through a story and just like, what the fuck is happening? Okay, the night is thick, the Institute's corridor swallowed by silence. A handful of researchers move swiftly through the hallway, their destination clear, the massive Orem Secretum door at the far end. Are you sure you heard the strange noises underground? Hard to say, but we just brought in the Apostle of Ashes today. Better safe than sorry. Just as they round the corner. Huh? Chaos erupts from the darkness. Several arms lash out, seizing the researchers in a vice-like grip. A flurry of brutal strikes follow. Within seconds, their bodies slump to the floor, motionless. Hold on, I gotta reread this. Okay. The unconscious figures are hauled into the shadows, and once more, the corridor lies still. Legion member. Got it, Horo. Keys are on them. Just like we figured, this is the entrance to the underground. Ella presses close to Horo's side. The Research Institute is a hollow shell at night. Its corridor swallowed by darkness, so thick it feels alive, gnawing at the edges of their vision, prickling Ella's skin with unease. Again, that description is just so insanely good, and it's not just like, it's dark, it's hard to see. It's corridors are swallowed by darkness so thick it feels alive, gnawing at the edges of their vision. That is fucking sick way to describe darkness. I can't do that. I cannot describe things like that. I am not as talented as these writers. Jeez, with nobody around, this place is way too creepy at night. Shh, no talking. This way. The group moves in silence, creeping toward the massive metal door. Oro pulls out the key that's freshly taken from one of the researchers. With the verification complete, the door groans open, revealing a yawning spiral staircase, its steps vanishing into the darkness below. Oro's brow furrows. She knows these stairs. She has seen them. She has seen their twin in fur. Stay sharp, everyone. I'll take point. A few can stay to watch our rear. Alright, let's see what kind of treasures you've been hoarding down here. I'm not normally a fan of the Zero music. I feel like the Zero music was a little too dubsteppy for me, but this one song is very good. This is cheat code from the Lich Wave Not Hill event. This one song hits right. Okay, the team descends along the stairs, venturing deeper into the darkness. At first, the distant sounds from the entrance still reach them, but as they venture further, the outside world fades, swallowed by silence. Soon, the only noises left are the shuffle of boots and the relentless thud-thud of their own heartbeats, each pulse hammering against ribs clenched tight with unease. And then, the stairs finally level out, only to split into branching paths. Unwilling to let the team separate, Oro has no choice but to carve marks with her dagger at each intersection. Oh, you're carving marks? Okay. Not your place. That's a little rude, I'll be honest. A little rude to like if I invited guests into my halls, and then I go down my staircase, and there's a giant X on the side, on the left-hand side of like my wall all of a sudden, I'm just like, these motherfuckers are never getting an invite back to my place ever again. The darkness presses closer with every step. Time warps. Minutes stretch into hours, and Hella swears she spent half of her life trudging through this damned tunnel. When she lifts her flashlight, the beam cuts through the black, revealing only more emptiness, an endless void waiting ahead. Hey, Horo. Her whisper is too loud, sharp in the suffocating silence. The echo bounces back, distorted, and Hella flinches at the sound of her own voice. We've been walking forever. Where even is the end? You don't think Synex was messing with us, do you? Horo's brow furrows deeper as her sense of foreboding tightens like a noose. The path stretches far longer than she anticipated, far longer than it should. Another fork looms ahead. As her flashlight sweeps across the jagged rock wall, the beam catches on a familiar carving, her own mark, left not long ago. They've circled back? Wait, everyone stop. Something's wrong. Hella halts mid-step, but something snags her ankle. She stumbles forward, crashing into the person ahead. The impact sends them both sprawling, tumbling down a couple steps. The world whirls around her as Hella struggles to push herself up. Her palms land on what should be that person's clothes, but instead, her fingers sink into something rough, hard, wrong. The texture is granular like stone, yet it moves, squirming beneath her touch. Her breath hitches, slowly, dread coiling in her gut. She lifts her head. And there, inches from her face, a monstrous visage gazes back at her, twisted, patterned, and horrifyingly alive. A perfect Hella scream, which I'm not going to recreate for your people's eardrums, but just know that Hella's voice actress fucking nailed it. The instant its disguise fails, the monster unleashes a shriek that pierces eardrums. A heartbeat later, the entire tunnel trembles as countless hidden beings howl in unison, their cries merging into a deafening tide of madness. The silence had been a lie. They've been surrounded by predators all along. Weapons ready. We're breaking through. Orb Secret of Corruptors? Yeah. This is good shit. This is good. That's like good horror writing right there. I like that. I'm out of places to put everybody, honestly. Like, I want to keep everybody like nice and centralized, but if I do that, I've run out of place for the Orb Secretum turret with his theme team we got going on. TC music and Arknights are good. The later ones on spin rolls, just the old ones. Yeah, I don't remember any of them on the top of my head, but I'm sure if I heard one, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's one of them. Like, I'd be able to tell you that it came from Arknights. But it's nothing, like, Arknights has nothing on hits like Parallel Lines, or King of the Party, or End of Summer, or Rain Burst and Wait for the Rainstorm. Like, I know these songs' names by off the top of my head. I cannot say the same about Arknights. Like, it's good music, but I never cared to like look up its name. It wasn't ever that good. Actually, I take it back. There were some songs that I really, really enjoyed, but they weren't in game. They were out of game. It was like the Calcit music. I don't know how to find it. I don't know what it's called. But like every character actually got its own like song at some point in history, at least. And those songs are actually really good, but they're not in game. It's like out of game, so it doesn't really count. Hella commanding Hella in battle will never not be funny to me. Character EPs, there you go. I'm sure that's what it is. Some of those are really good. I know I liked Gaviel's. Gaviel's was like good metal, like pseudo metal, I guess. Calcit's was really nice. I think it was Chin the Halong Days. That one was also pretty good. There were some good hits. Undefied and Loving Lovey and Rose are probably my favorites of BTN soundtracks. I know both of those songs that you mentioned. Like, you just named two titles, and I can hear both songs in my head because they're that fucking good. I like Across the Wind, but I don't know if that is in-game OST or not. I don't know Across the Wind off the top of my head. Okay, I don't like this one. Like, this was good. Once Upon a Lullaby was good in Eve's event, but in the context of anything else where it's not like a super sad event, it doesn't hit right. It was super fitting for the event, but it's very specific, and therefore like not my jam right now. I'm gonna skip that one. Okay, the battle rages without end. Monsters surge from every branching tunnel. Wave after wave, their howls echoing as they lunge forward. There are too many of them. The air churns with mania, that sickening familiar sensation that coils in Horo's gut. Don't tell me this is... A cold dread shoots up her spine. A terrible suspicion flares in her mind. One she doesn't want to believe, yet she can't ignore. She has to confirm it. Gritting her teeth, she channels every shred of strength into her arms and brings her blade down in a brutal arc. Foul blood sprays, shattered flesh flies, and there, amidst the carnage, she glimpses the source of the mania. It is... Before she can get a closer look, a blade buries itself into the ground beside her, missing her by inches. Her breath catches. No alchemic beast wields weapons like this. Someone is hiding in the horde, hunting her. Who's there? The beast tide rides in chaos, making it impossible to track the attacker. Strikes come from nowhere, each one carving fresh wounds into the Legion's members. God damn it! Are these mutts sniffing us out or something? Why do they keep multiplying? Nearby, Hela barely deflects a lunge from a small alchemic beast. He stumbles back, colliding against Horo's back. Horo, what do we do now? Okay, I'm gonna catch up on chat talk again. Love PT and music, but Welcome to Syndicate will always be special because it was the first song where I went, fuck, this slaps. There you go, hell yeah. Arknights music is a bit too electronic and it forgets to try and be more unique and recognizable. It's how it feels to me. Yeah, they're very samey. Like there's a, you just hear a song and you know it's from Arknights. Well, you don't necessarily know the song. You're just like, yeah, that's an Arknight song, sure. No matter what, don't stop fighting. These monsters have underground marks. The Inheritance, Aurum Secretum's breakthrough development, and those Aurum Secretum warriors meant to replace sinners. Damn it, they're trying to create a black ring? What? Fuck them, but... who could be the Corpseborn? The image of a blonde figure flashes through Hela's mind. No freaking way. Hela, where's the communicator Campbell gave you? Hela's hands scramble frantically through her clothes, taking out the special communicator, but all that answers her is a relentless buzz of a busy signal. Damn it, it's useless. I can't get a signal bar. Gotta be a jammer screwing with us. No signals in or out. Ah! In that split second of distraction, a snarling beast erupts from the shadows. The force of its lunge slams into her, sending her staggering backward. Losing her balance, she crashes straight into a seething pack of monsters. I see what you guys say about this event not wasting your time. It went from 0 to 100 real fucking fast. And now we are in there. We are thick in the story. Quick, give me your hand! Through the writhing mass of claws and teeth, Hela catches a glimpse of Horo's outstretched hand. Fighting through his searing pain, she stretches her arm toward Horo. Almost there, just a little further. Clang! Another strike cleaves in the air. Hela's body jerks, her movement stuttering for half a heartbeat. Hela! The horde surges forward in a frenzied tide, ripping them apart. Darkness swallows them whole, dragging each into its own twisting, suffocating path. Damn! Damn, that got really spicy really fucking fast. Thrashes against the swarm of alchemical beasts, but their tide is I can't read that. Pinning her completely. Swept away and utterly immobilized, she can only watch in despair as Horo's silhouette vanishes from sight. No! She struggles to breathe, crushed beneath the overwhelming current like a drowning victim. Someone, help! Then, a soft sound echoes from nearby. In response, the ferocious horde begins to retreat as suddenly as they had come, ebbing away in all directions like a phantom tide. In an instant, the corridor stands empty, leaving only Hela and the soft, deliberate footsteps approaching from behind. Who's that? No one answers. Only the sharp, percussive click of heels on the floor fills the silence. Scrambling to her feet, Ella tries to flee, but her foot catches on a pile of mysterious torn paper. She stumbles and falls, hitting the hard floor with a painful thud. Ow! Jeez, that hurts. What is wrong with these Fraser people's manners? Trash everywhere. Wait a sec. What's all this scribbling? Let me get a closer look. This is a map of the maze? Yeah, I get it, game. You don't have to give me a tutorial. You don't have to tutorialize me. I get it. There's 3 pieces, they fit together. I get it. You don't have to tutorialize that. Ha! No puzzle can outsmart this genius. But wait, this is a maze map or a treasure map. This treasure chest. Could it be my ticket out of here? The footsteps draw closer, while Hella is still puzzling over the map, now just one turn away, on the verge of catching her red-handed. Seriously, how the fuck are they so fast? Doesn't matter. Gotta bail first. Hurry, hurry! Ella races forward, desperately, only glancing down to realize she has already followed the map's path quite far. A fork appears ahead. Which way should she go? Can she really trust this map that appeared so mysteriously? Trust the map. Turn right. Ella chooses to trust the map and darts down the right corridor. The path seems wide open, and she is just beginning to congratulate herself on her choice when her body suddenly freezes. Her shoe has stepped on something soft and sticky. A familiar, disgusting, viscous stench wafts upward. Ella looks down to find some gelatinous monster she's encountered countless times before, already clinging to her pant leg. Ah! Legs, don't fail me now! Ella bolts forward at full speed, shaking off her pursuer when another fork in the path materializes before her like a recurring nightmare. Trust the map. Reluctantly trusting the map, Ella veers right, only to run headlong into a cluster of hanging steel traps, their edges gleaming with a menacing light. Crap! She takes a leap, the deadly trap whistling past her, missing by mere inches. She stumbles as she lands, her body trembling with the close call. The endless series of traps, each one a twisted practical joke, has left Hella completely drained. She slumps against the icy wall, gulping the stale air in ragged, desperate breaths. Her legs shake uncontrollably, her strength spent. She doesn't know if she can run anymore. Just then, a faint glimmer of light catches her eye. Something's off, really off. Why do I keep getting chased all over the place lately? Something feels weird. And what's even creepier, that maze map just fell right into my hands. Someone wants me to find it? The more I stare at the patterns, the more familiar they look, but I just can't remember where I've seen them before. Whatever. Anyways, I walked forever until I finally spotted a chest marked on the map from the distance. And something over there is totally glowing. Chief, Hikate, 99, Horo, anybody up there, do me a solid. Please, please, please let this be some actual treasure. Trembling, Hella inches closer. She cautiously extends a hand, poking the glowing, mysterious chest, and yanks her arm back as if burned. The chest remains perfectly still. Looks like it's safe? Heart hammering, she edges closer and again reaches out to lift the lid. The moment her fingers make contact, the once quiet chest emits several thunderous cracks and begins to shake violently. With a deafening bang, the chest bursts open. A small alchemical beast erupts from within. Claws extend and fangs bared. It chomps down on the edge of Hella's clothes before she can even cry out, drags her forcefully into the dark confines of the chest. It was a fucking mimic? They have mimics in Path of Nowhere? What the hell is this thing? Ow, let me go. Get off of me, get off of me. Somebody get me out of here. After an intense muffled struggle from within, the chest lid finally creaks open again. Ella, now completely exhausted, crawls out, having barely managed to subdue the small alchemical beast. Grr, I can't believe it. I am never falling for that again. Still fuming, she furiously digs through her pocket and pulls out a camera. I gotta get a picture of this stupid thing. A warning for next time, so I never get swallowed by one of these traps again. Okay, let me find the chest first. Ooh, that was close. I almost got swallowed alive by that chest. I knew that fucker who drew the map was up to no good. This is nothing but a trap. They deliberately set up that man-eating treasure chest and lured me here. That jerk took me an idiot. Once I escape, I'm bringing the entire MBCC to beat that cold-blooded fucker to a pulp. Hold on. You've got to be kidding me. What's that noise behind me? Does this nightmare ever end? How did that alchemic beast find me again? Oh god, help! Oh, cat and mouse. I'm sure the person pursuing her is Synex, and Synex is actually here to help. Like, I'm sure of that, but Hella has no way to know that. No way to know who's chasing her, what's chasing her, or if that entity is friendly, even if it is Synex, right? The only reason I know Synex is friendly is because she's a sinner. So I have more context than Hella does. So Hella's got to be like scared of a fucking gourd right now. Hold on, just checking on some stuff. Okay, I'm gonna take a small break. I'm gonna grab something to drink. I'm gonna grab some food, and then I'm gonna be around for another about 30 minutes before I head out. But let me grab something to drink. Let me finish my Panera sandwich, and we'll be right back in 5 minutes. Okay, we are back. Okay, so we got about 30 more minutes left before I have to head out. We're going to try and do one more story section here. Before I do that though, just a little channel heads up. I have a video coming out tomorrow for the new season of Dark Zone. So this week was the first season of a Dark Zone season. We got the new bosses. Let me go to that while I'm here. So we got these 3 new bosses with the new seasonal buff for true damage centers. So there's going to be a video on that coming up tomorrow. It's I'm using 2 sort of off meta teams, and then for the middle one I'm just using Reforged Summons because Reforged Summons is very new and fresh. So video for that tomorrow. While you were gone, I got 5 mil on the peak path test. It was horrible. Well, congratulations. And then the day after, so on, what's that, Monday? Yeah, on Monday, the Synex guide. That's my hopeful date for the Synex guide. It's going to be short. I'm trying to keep it down to like 8 minutes, which lately my guides have been going up to like 14 minutes or some stuff like that. So I'm going to try and keep the Synex one shorter because there's less to talk about with Synex. She's in a bad spot. She needs help. Use her with Kokalik if you use her at all. Otherwise, just use her for fun and story, right? That's pretty much what this video is going to say. But that's the plan going forward. Tomorrow video for Dark Zone, and then the day after on Monday, we get that Synex video out. And then from there, it is full gung-ho for the anniversary. We'll see what gets released between then and now. But that's the plan. Also on the 29th, I'm not sure if you guys are interested, but there's a game that that's coming out that I'm really excited about. It's The Outer Worlds 2. It's not a gacha game, so that validates most of my audience. But The Outer World 2 comes out on the 29th, and I'm really excited for that game. I might stream it. We'll see how that day goes, if I'm busy or not. But I might stream The Outer Worlds 2 if I'm feeling it. So just a heads up there. Okay, let's go back to the story. Cat and mouse. She flees while she pursues. Who is the real hunter? Ella sprints for her life through the tunnel. The sounds of her pursuer echo from all directions, sometimes near, sometimes far, like a cat toying with a cornered mouse, savoring the chase. Again, she twists aside just in time, narrowly avoiding another strike. This time she hears it, a breathy, exhilarated laugh ring from the shadows. Yeah, it's Synex. I did warn you not to come out after dark. Now why didn't you listen? Hella recognizes that mocking laughter. She whips her head around and finally catches a glimpse of the pursuer's face. Synex? Oh, we got some art. We finally got some fucking art. Hell fucking yeah. What do you think, guys? Is this the thumbnail for the Synex guide? Or is there better art to use for the Synex guide? Cast your votes. Is this the Synex guide thumbnail? Or is there better art coming that I should be aware of? I obviously haven't seen all the art yet because I'm not doing the event. There's better? Okay, I trust you. The figure steps forward, unhurried, as if emerging from darkness itself. I think this one is the best. Oh, we've got conflicting opinions. Okay. We'll poke around and see if there's anything else, but it looks like we're close to 50-50 on this one. But there is one drawing that's close. I haven't finished the event. Okay. The figure steps forward, unhurried, as if emerging from the darkness itself. Monsters prowl at her side, their growls rumbling like distant thunder. Heavy Aurum Sacratum chains coil around their necks, stretched tightly in Synex's grip as she urges them forward, herding Hela toward a dead end. Amid the beasts, Synex stands as if she was always one of them. Oh, darling, I did warn you about the dangerous things underground, but you just had to ignore me, didn't you? Such a shame. I liked you. Really, I did. I was even hoping to keep you around. Just a little more fun before the end. But no, you didn't give me a choice. Before the last word even leaves her lips, her wrist flicks, chains snap taut, and the monsters surge forward with ear-splitting howls. Come, say hello to my dear brothers and sisters. All of her corruptified friends.
Who you are. Your life, your paid. Keep yourself in driver's seat.
Okay, sorry about that. Let's get this stage started. Can Hypatia resummon her drone unit? No, which is the reason she's bad. So the reason Hypatia struggles so much, it's her stats are actually good. Her damage numbers are actually good, and she's like really solid as a secondary damage dealer. But the problem that Hypatia faces is that she can't resummon her turret, and because of that, her turret can never get buffed. So like if you put Shin buffs on Hypatia, the turret doesn't get buffed. You put Infer buffs on Hypatia, the turret doesn't get buffed. You put Cabernet buffs on Hypatia, the turret doesn't get buffed. And because you can never buff the turret, like the entire game of Path Nowhere, you take one character, you buff them to absurd proportions, and they nuke the board. Hypatia can't do that. Silver! Hey, welcome. I'll be spectating again because I'm at work. You're always at work, Silver. Do I just catch you at a bad time? Or are you just like working 24/7? Surrounded and attacked from all sides, Hela is driven back, step by step, pressed deeper into the maze's heart. Yes. I don't know if that means I catch you at bad times and you work 24/7 or if it's one or the other. But it sounds like both. If this keeps up, she's going to catch me for sure. Think, there's gotta be another way. At the next narrow turn, she explodes into motion. Her silhouette blurs, vanishing around the corner in an instant. Oh? With the prey out of sight, the hunter hesitates momentarily before momentum carries her around the corner. Clang! Metal rings out as fragments scatter in all directions. Oh, hell yeah. Get more arts. CST and work mid and evening shifts constantly. Oh wow, yeah, that's usually when I stream. It's harder for me to do the morning streams. Like that's when I release videos because my channel stats tell me that everybody's awake at like the crack of dawn for me. But it's difficult for me to get up and stream at the crack of dawn for various reasons. Which sounds like it's the correct time for you, the crack of dawn. I forgot if I took a screenshot of this or not, so I'm taking another one. The strike comes from the blind spot. Hela, coiled in the shadows of the inner corner, lashes out. Her weapon meets Synex's mask with a shattering impact, but she can't press closer. Well done. Beneath the broken mask, a pair of eyes gleam, wild, unhinged, alight with manic delight. You did this on purpose. You knew we'd come if you told us about this place, just like what happened to the last person who found that photo. Everyone else who found out the truth was killed by you people. Oops, looks like I missed a spot. Was it that little runaway? Did she actually make it to this city? Ah, but who cares? The real fun part is, you all took the bait. To be honest, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm an insomniac, so mornings are crap for me anyways. That's fair. Huh? As if satisfied with Hela's expression, Synex smiles grows even more tauntingly. Ah, hypercubes. For years, this city's kept its precious mania resistance resource under lock and key. How's it made? How's it mined? Nobody knows. Most poor souls waste their lives scrabbling for scraps. Fraser slaved away at research for ages, right up until this little project was about to crumble. Then, along came some very special guests. They brought secrets of the Black Ring. So Fraser is really working with the underground. Do you have a death wish? Synex gives no definitive answer, laughing with uninhibited delight. We just can't let a few squeaking rats ruin a plan like this, you know? So the shadow operatives have to clean up the loose ends. The woman lifts Hela's chin with one finger, her voice laced with something almost like tenderness. God, the pointed teeth, like actual sharp teeth from Synex. Crazy. However, I've just found you, my precious little prey. Would it be such a shame to cut our game short now? Honestly, I don't really care about hypercubes, this city, or Fraser. If they actually got what they wanted, it'd be so boring. So I have a different plan, something much more fun. Would you play with me instead, little Hela? I. Hela speaks very softly, prompting Synex to instinctively lean in closer to hear. Slap. Damn. A sharp resounding slap splits the air as Hela drives her palm across Synex's face with every ounce of strength she has. The force of the blow catches Synex off guard, just enough for Hela to wrench herself free of her captor's grip. Damn. Go fuck yourself. Holy shit. You really think you can buy me that easy? Couldn't con me into talking about the shackles during the day, so now you're pulling this shady nighttime bullshit? That slap was your lesson. Remember to ask nicely before trying to haggle in the next life. Quickly dropping low, Hela rolls across the rough ground, fingers clawing for gravel. In one fluid motion, she flings the jagged stones straight for Synex's eyes. The moment Synex dodges, Hela bolts away without a backwards glance. Behind her, only chaos remains, and Synex's fingertips brushing the livid mark staining her cheek. Ouch. Still got that fiery temper. Hela never change. Oh, wait. That's a good one. That's a fucking hilarious joke. After running for a while, Hela sprints past an injunction. Close behind her, like relentless shadows, come the guttural growls of beasts and the ever-nearing laughter of her pursuer. Oh, Hela, sweetheart, are you going to keep running? I'm getting bored with this game. Another sharp turn. Hela, gasping for air, stumbles into the junction, only for her heart to drop like a stone. Before her looms a solid wall, a dead end. Behind her, the chaotic footsteps of her hunters and Synex's mocking laughter are just a breath away. No time to turn back now. Without Legion or Hypatia to help you, where do you think you're running? Maybe you'd like to crawl into a hole again, like last time? Too bad for you. My nose never misses a scent. I'll find you, no matter how deep you dig. Into a hole? Then an idea flashes through her mind. Hela drops to her knees, frantically scraping her hands across the ground until her fingers brush against something small, cold, and unmistakably metallic. Come on, there's no time left. Click. A familiar mechanical whirl, and the wall splits open, revealing a hidden passage. The shadows of her pursuer round the corner. With no time to hesitate, Hela grits her teeth and tucks her body tightly and hurls herself inside. Wah! The moment she leaps, her feet find nothing but air as she plummets down a smooth, steep tunnel, swallowed whole by the darkness below. After sliding down the passage for who knows how long, a thoroughly dizzying and disoriented Hela finally spat out by the pipe with a wet plop. Then splash! She plunges into a pool of water. Ugh. Where am I? Blech. Gasping, she thrashes wildly, limbs heavy with exhaustion. With one final heave, she drags herself onto solid ground and collapses, chest heaving. But before she can even catch her breath, she hears something rustling nearby. Her head snaps up. Against the dim light filtering from above, bizarre, jagged shadows slither into view, encircling her. More pursuers? Every muscle in her body coils tightly, ready to strike, until one shadow detaches itself from the rest. A figure steps forward. L dramatic reading 10 out of 10. Out listen to again. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. Oh, Thani came by. Hell yeah. You are obtained items. Oh god, we have to do all the alchemical bullshit. I'm gonna look that up. I'm not gonna experiment with all the alchemical combinations. Sounds like a nightmare. Okay, so you guys weren't kidding when you said that this event, like, when it starts, it doesn't waste your time. Like, at first, it spent, like, a good while just introducing all the characters, like, getting all the characters into the right setting. And then, like, making sure that everybody was in the right place, making sure Hypatia, Synex, Horo, and Hela, making sure they're all at this research institute. And then when all the players were in the correct spot, it was like, go. Story is happening. There's no relenting. Like, it's just full on happening. Everything is going on. I wish the villagers had properly drawn sprites. You know, fair. That stuff happens sometimes. Better start now before you have too many to keep track. I'll look it up. I'm sure there's some writing somewhere that tells me how to do it. So we thinking these events will be as good as Rainburst / Garden? So far, I am liking this as much as Rainburst, and I say that as like a huge Rainburst fan. Like Rahu is still one of my favorite characters. And so far, this is up there with Rainburst. Yes, it's a little bit of a slow start, not a bad start. They're just they've collected all the characters, and they're just like getting them to Fraser, right? And then once they're in this like Fraser outpost, then the heat instantly turns up, and you're at 100%, like full stop, no going back. And yes, Rahu event. It's so far it's very good. I'm enjoying it. Big fan. We'll see about the second part, but I imagine with how good this is going, I imagine it's going to be Rainburst Floor Unfurl by the time we finish the anniversary. It's really good so far. Do I have time for another story? Anybody know how long 106 is? Is 106 long or is 106 short? If it's one of the longer stories, then I don't think I have time to finish it. "106 is the last one." Oh, then we have to do it, don't we? Okay, we'll do 106. We'll do 106, and then I'll have to skedaddle out of here. The last part of part 1. Oh yeah, I can't leave off right before part 1 finishes. Okay, let's get this out of the way, and then I'll. Yeah, you kind of got the stream late. To be fair, I don't stream that long. I'm in like the 2 to 3 hour range with most of my streams, so it's kind of easy to miss them. But let's get this one out, and then I'll have to head out after 106. But again, video coming out tomorrow. The Synex guide, as short as it will be, coming out the day after on Monday, and maybe stream on the. I don't know when we're doing a next Bats and Where story stream. We might have another one this weekend. I couldn't tell you, but maybe stream a different game on the 29th. For those of you who know, The Outer Worlds 2 comes out on the 29th, and I'm excited for that game. So I might stream Outer Worlds 2 on the 29th. But we'll see what happens when the 29th comes. Okay. Outside Orem Secretum Research Institute, Fraser Outskirts Refugee Camp, moments earlier. Okay, don't rush, don't rush. Just like what I saw at the Research Institute, wait for all the gunk to settle down first, and slowly add this. Should look into Morimans. Is Morimans a new gacha, or is that like a different kind of game, or is it even a game? Like, what is Morimans? With extreme caution, the girl carefully releases the liquid from her pipette into the test tube. A sudden sharp hiss pierces the air, faint but electric. Another fun gacha if you can stomach it. Okay, I'll look into it. We were talking with chat the other day, we're talking with chat earlier this stream, and I brought up the fact that I after a year and a half, I re-downloaded Arknights. I'm kind of cheating on Path Nowhere right now. It's been a year and a half, so there's a lot I have to catch up on. But I am momentarily cheating on Path Nowhere with Arknights. So, to be clear to everybody watching, Path Nowhere is 8 times better than Arknights. It's better than Arknights in every sense of the word. But Arknights, it's roguelike mode you can play for like hours upon hours upon hours. So there's that. It's got that going for it at least. But it's just worse. Morimans is cool. Problem is the AI translation, but otherwise Morimans is amazing. Is that the Epic 7 game that everybody's talking about? Like from the same developers as Epic 7? Or is that something totally different? Is that like the brand new one that came out like this week? So true. PTN is Arknights, but good and not a novel. yeah. We went into excessive detail about how awful the Arknight story writing is, and like how even though there's all of this world building, the world is trash, and how even though there's all of this text, none of it means anything. And then when you look at Path to Nowhere, they tell a complete comprehensive story in fewer words and breathtakingly detail, and like they describe things like poetically. And it's just, you don't get this level of writing, Path Nowhere's level of writing, in any other game that I'm aware of. Like the Fallout series, the Mass Effect series, the Dragon Age series, the gacha games that are out there. Like, you don't get Path Nowhere level writing in any of these games, whether they're gacha games or AAA massive titles with hundreds of millions of dollars in budget. You just don't get what Path Nowhere has captured here. The CZN, the one made by E7 devs. The new one is Chaos Zero, which is a Moriman's copy. Okay, Chaos Zero is Moriman's gameplay without, but less complex. Okay, so I don't know what Moriman's is then.
I haven't seen that. I've seen some Chaos Zero stuff. There's a streamer that I watch who has been streaming it lately, and he's had mixed opinions of it. But it looked interesting enough. There are still some Arknight stories that I really give it credit. Yeah, I'll say that. I really like the summer events. There was the Gaviel. I really liked new Gaviel's events. And then I also really liked Unecta's release events. Like those completely off lore fun events. Those were good. I liked those. But whenever Arknight tries to be serious and progress the storyline, it's awful. The storyline just gets progressively worse as they try to progress it. That's my take. Oxford University fights against Lovecraftian gods, Mormons. Okay, I'll take a closer look. If my Shin experience told me anything, it's that I'm not a fan of the Lovecraftian stuff, because everybody else loved Shin's events, and I thought it was really, really mid, like bordering bad. But everyone loved it because it was Lovecraftian. So we'll see. I'll look into it. I'll see if it's any good. And by if it's any good, if I am into it. Those are two different things I need to clarify. There's some really good stuff out there that I'm just not a fan of. But I didn't like Shin at all. See, we're in the minority, Hollow. Everybody else loved Shin. I have that like story tier list video I made, and everybody called me out for like ranking the Shin story low. And everybody was like, "Oh, maybe he'll like it when he finishes the story," because he was only like halfway through when he made this opinion. Nah, I still think it's trash. I think they had a bunch of nameless, faceless characters for like 70% of the story that didn't need to be there. If they removed the nameless, faceless characters, then the story wouldn't have changed. And I don't think it was written very well. That's the brutal, honest truth about the Shin story. I did not like it. And also, like the enemy, the horror that was chasing you, it was so like unimaginable that it never really felt real. It never felt like there was a real threat. It felt like you were like constantly living a dream, which technically you were living a dream. But the fact that like a tentacle would just burst through a window and like poke somebody, and the tentacle would disappear and that person would explode into like confetti paper, like that just didn't make for an intriguing obstacle, an intriguing enemy for me. I really wanted to see something more definable, like this event, Synex chasing Hela through a maze. Like that's a understandable, known horror chasing you, and that's a better story for me. People apparently really liked Shin, so I can't speak for everyone. Then tiny gold particles emerge, peeling away the rough surface like flecks of sunlight. One by one, they drift downward in a slow, glittering descent. As she watches, the tension in her shoulders eases, and she lets out one long sigh of relief. Ah, I knew it. How could I mess up 20 times in a row? This time, for sure. Boom! It's just not enough. How can this alone be enough? The man sighs as he weighs the bag in his hand, containing nothing more than a tiny pinch of fine gold fragments. What's the situation at the pool? Not good. This month we'll all have to stretch out what little we have, and if our supplies are low, they'll just push the price down even more. And if we add these in, there won't be any problem, right? Guys, look what I got today. This whole luggage bag is full. I added the word luggage there. This whole bag is full. Plus all these Orm Sackerton pieces I took while cleaning at the Institute. Let's see how much it was again. The girl counts earnestly on her fingers, bending them back and forth. But after a moment, she sighs and gives up. Well, it's definitely more than what we had. Tomorrow, I'll take care of this to the Institute and trade it for supplies and medicine. The crowd erupts in joy, voices clamoring, buzzing with anticipation and relief as they discuss the soon-to-arrive resources. Thank you, Sani. We wouldn't have made it this far without you. Oh, don't say that. I'm nothing special at all. I just kind of have a little ability that helps sometimes. That's all. Oh, Thany, without you, us old bones would have starved long before the screening officer came. Look at you, working yourself to the bone just to put food in our mouths. Come here, let me fix you up. The three-armed woman picks up a towel and gently wipes the grime from the girl's face. How'd you get so many Orm Secretum bits a day? Normally you only come back with a little pouch. Guess what? I found this whole trail of Orm Secretum shards today. Just like every few steps, another huge chunk just waiting for me. Really? Since when does luck just come knocking at our door? Actually, these Orm Secretum bits all fell off that apostle lady's Synex cot. I just followed behind and scooped up all the pieces when nobody was looking. Thani keeps quiet about the risks of her scavenging expedition, unwilling to burden the others with worry. So it was Lady Synex. I knew she hadn't forgotten about us. I know about that apostle, but it took everything. Lady Hypatia, all those Furians, even the whole town's Orm Secretum weapons, plus Synex just to barely take it down. Still, Synex must have done most of the heavy lifting, right? Why else would Lady Hypatia get left out of the victory parade? Oh, that reminds me. Sandra, don't you have some cousin or something in Fuhrer? What's his name? Peric, was it? ... The woman sits motionless at the edge of the crowd, her gaze vacant. Even when called by name, she shows no response. You forgot? She's been walking dead ever since they took her into the Institute. Lucky family. Brother getting into mine Orm Secretum while her kid gets treatment at the Institute. Exactly. Heard those Furians just went right into the Institute as soon as they got here. Meanwhile, the rest of us, still waiting our turn for the screening like always. Hell is Us. I've actually been looking at Hell at Us. It's on my Steam wishlist. I'm waiting for that to go on sale. I'm curious about it, but I'm not willing to pay full price. At least not right now. But I've seen it and I'm intrigued, but not like excited enough to pull the trigger. So that's maybe I'll play Hell on Us in the future, like a year or two when it's on sale. I'm not in a rush for that one. Let me catch up on chat. To be honest, I don't really like any of the events tied to Eternal Nightmare. They just didn't click with me. I like Hestia a bit, but in general, Prophet religious figure stories. It's a bit too whiny. Yeah, Hestia was really whiny. Everyone loved Hestia's event too, and I didn't like it because it was just Hestia whining for 90% of the story. Oh, they hired a translation. They're doing translations. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'll check out more and see if it's my cup of tea or not. Thany watches the arguments unfold with quiet contentment. In the refugee camp, having both the energy to speak and the spirit to argue is proof of vitality, a sign that life persists even here. Psst, Thany, come here. Just a sec. A man stands in the corner, beckoning with secrecy. What's up? I feel as if it'll go on sale during Black Friday or Christmas sale. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. I might be busy with, I'm hopefully still going to be busy with The Outer Worlds 2 at that point, because I'm hoping The Outer Worlds 2 is just an amazing, incredible 10 out of 10 game that I can play for hundreds of hours. But, you know, that's me asking a lot out of The Outer Worlds 2 with The Outer Worlds 1. Outer Worlds 1 was, like, good, but it was really repetitive. And after like 20 hours, it kind of just like died off for me. Like I didn't want to delve any deeper because it just everything felt samey. So putting my hopes on Outer Worlds 2 is asking for a lot. Well, that pool you mentioned out by the Institute's edge, doesn't it sometime cough up Orm Secretum bits? Hey, Uncle Uriel, didn't I tell you guys to stay away from that place? That's not a normal water pool. It's a sewage pipe. What if you get infected? Oh god, Hella fell through a sewage pipe? Come on, in times like these, who's got the luxury to be picky? Besides? He glances around to make sure no one is watching before leaning in close to Thani. This time it wasn't Orm Secretum that came out. It was a living, breathing person. Hela eyes the refugees warily, their grotesquely deformed limbs barely concealed by tattering robes, twitch unnaturally in the dim light. They already mentioned that one of these people has 3 arms, so these people are horribly mutated, living in like radiation zone or something. Haha, am I seeing things? Why is everyone so... Don't judge them just because they look a little weird. They only ended up like this because they got infected. They're all really nice, I promise. The girl flinches as if suddenly aware of her outburst, and swiftly steers the conversation back on course. Hey, don't be scared, okay? This is Zone 3, the outskirts of the Research Institute. I'm Thani. I work at the Fraser Institute as a janitor. That place you came out of. That's an Orm Secretum pipe that's super important to us. How'd you even get in there? As Thani speaks, she suddenly tilts her head, studying Hela's face. The longer she looks, the more familiar it seems. Wait, you look... Do I know you from somewhere? That's weird. I'm Hela. I'm from... here. I just got here yesterday. Maybe you saw me at the Research Institute? Yeah, that's gotta be it. The Institute's so big, I got all turned around and lost my friends. I kept running and running, and then I just fell right into this horrible hole. It was so dark and gross, and there were monsters everywhere. I really thought I was going to die down there. The Hela's voice actor is fucking killing it, by the way. Good fucking shit, Hela voice actor. Hela does her best to look like a terrified, hungry, and exhausted refugee. For extra authenticity, she even feigns a few sniffles as if she's caught a cold. Her acting skills must be improving. Hela clearly sees the pity and sympathy in Thani's eyes. Don't worry, we're all just folks who ended up at Fraser just trying to get by, just like you. Come with us to our camp. The Institute sends us food and blankets pretty often. You'll get your share too. With that, Zanny turns and strides towards the nearby glow of tents. Meanwhile, the nearby refugees gather around Hela. Hey, what are you? I can walk by myself. Just let me... Ah! Why are you all putting your hands on me? You've been sitting in that stinky water for so long. We gotta get you cleaned up first. After being surrounded by people who clean the grime off her body, Hela is ushered into a tent. The interior is stark, almost barren, with nothing but a threadbare blanket serving as a bed. Yet, what unsettles her most isn't the emptiness, but... God damn it. Why the hell do you have her picture hanging by your bed? That's such a good fucking picture of Synex, what the fuck? Fucking hero of the refugee camps. As she's totally posing to look all cool. Gross. It's so gross. Oh, I forgot to tell you. This tent is actually little Yuri's. He passed the screening test last week, so you can stay here now. He's a huge fan of Synex, always going, I want to be brave and amazing like her. He even put up that poster to keep himself motivated. I can tell the word hero is there. I'll be honest, I didn't try to read it. It looked like gibberish to me, so I didn't even try it. But I have to remember that a Path Nowhere script is actually legible in English sometimes. Synex, a role model, brave, amazing? Synex, I mean, he's impressive in a way, but brave and amazing? None of them fit her at all. Well, I haven't really met her much myself, but everyone around here totally admires her. You know, she didn't rely on anybody, just her own smarts and hard work to get her into the Research Institute. Now she's living a good life, and she's the strongest Orm Secretum warrior, protecting everybody. It's only with such an amazing role model that everyone in the camp knows what to work toward. I guess you have a point, but... Hela lets out a long sigh, deciding not to argue with Annie. After all, Don't bite the hand that feeds you. If she keeps contradicting them, she'll likely end up right back in the stinking ditch she crawled out of. Okay, fine. Maybe I didn't have the whole story. Thanks for sharing all this with me. I think I understand Synex a bit better now. Every muscle in Hella's body tenses as she fights back her revulsion, choking out words so false they taste bitter on her tongue. Hehe, I knew it. Nobody from Fur could ever be bad. Oh, if you like Synex, Yuri actually hid some posters around here. No, thanks. I've been busy busting my butt all day and I'm wiped. How about we talk more tomorrow? Synex is a hero to our hypercubes because she's not worth pulling, ayo. Alright. And just, you know, this tent's a bit drafty, so use an extra blanket when you sleep. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. The moment Thani steps out, Hella lunges for her bag. Too impatient to rummage through it, she upends the whole thing, sending its contents clattering to the ground. It's still here. Thank goodness. Brazier and Synex have played them all for fools. No more delays. She has to get this intel out now. Busy signal. She jabs at the communicator, redialing again and again. A dozen attempts later, all she gets is the same infuriating static. Damn it. How could this be happening? The static crackles once again. Completely frustrated, Hella hurls the device to the ground. It bounces a few times before skidding to a stop near the tent entrance. Ugh. It was a gift from my friend. What am I even thinking? Letting out another sigh, Hella bends down to pick up the communicator. But as she does, her gaze flickers up through the gap in a flap. And there, in the darkness, an eerie face looms. Still awake. Ah, a ghost! Ah! Sorry. I heard some rustling and got worried something was wrong, but I didn't mean to. I'm fine. That's not fine at all. Look how big this bump is on your head. Ella has no comeback and can only turn her head away. I'm really sorry. Maybe I can do something to help? I'll do anything. Unless... You know some Dis City people came with us yesterday, right? Do you know where they are? The Dis City people? I know they're staying in the northwest zone of Pilot Zone 2. It's the most out of the way spot. Can't fucking read today. Most folks around here get all huffy about Dis City people, but personally, I don't think it's a big deal. We're not that different. Perfect. The fish took the bait. Ella rubs her eyes, her face crumpling as if about to burst into tears. Look, I know the most Dis City jerks suck, but this crew actually got us here safe from Fuhrer, and they were pretty nice to us the whole way, so I just want to send them a message to say thank you. I was planning to go by myself, but it's too late now. I'm injured all over, and I just hit my head. I know these parts pretty well. Let me go for you. That's wonderful. You're such an amazing person. All according to plan. Ella didn't expect her to take the bait so fast. She's even made Thani blush with that flattery. Aw, I'm not really that great. Do you need to write a letter or something? Should I get some paper and pen? Nah, just tell them. Found the thing. Hurry back home and report. Okay, that is where we're going to call it. That is the end of day 1. We'll come back for day 2 and 3 another time. We got our Thani copy. Look at that. But recap. I've said it a few times now. The tomorrow there will be a video out for the new season of Dark Zone, Broken Frontline BFL stuff. So it'll be the 3 clears that I did They're not going to be the highest scores in the world because I'm doing off-meta stuff, so it's more fun. The season allows you to be a little bit more fun-loving, so I'm leaning into the fun-loving aspects, and that's going to be pretty nice to play around with. That video is coming out tomorrow morning my time, not your time. And then the day after, that's when I hope the Synex video will be out. Synex guide will be shorter because there's not as much to talk about when it comes to Synex. She's really weak, and it's just talking about like how to make the most of Synex and when you should and shouldn't use her, blah, 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 all that stuff. Regular guide stuff. And then the only other thing that I have planned immediately is maybe a stream on the 29th for The Outer Worlds 2. Not Path Nowhere, so not for most of you guys, but you know, we'll see how it goes if I end up streaming that day. And then I'll obviously be back for the rest of the Synex story at some indeterminate point in the future. That's the game plan going forward. So with all of that being said, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the join button, what are the other buttons? Share, there's like a super chat. Look all the buttons. Just mash your keyboard until like the buttons are hit. I'm sure it'll work. Do all the YouTube stuff, all the non-YouTube stuff, all the do whatever you want. I'm not your dad. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a video form tomorrow. I'll catch y'all then. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. We'll catch you next time. Y'all are cute. Peace.